Yo, what's up, guys? I'm really sorry about the abrupt ending. If you guys are watching this back on playback, I do sincerely apologize. My computer shut down. I may have accidentally kicked the cord when I was sitting here, and I did not mean to. That's the second time in the last 2 days that I've done. So I greatly apologize for that, but we're back. So hopefully it's not too crazy. I do apologize profusely for that. But let us continue from pretty much where we left off. I think I may have skipped a part. Wait. I'm an Asshaf, but I don't feel like it doesn't feel like Asshaf Online. The smells, the sights, the sensations, it's too much to be a mere simulation. Then, does that mean this world is really real? I haven't been transported into an MMO. An MMO has replaced my old reality, but it's also new and fresh that it feels vastly more real than my old life did. Maybe if I was somebody other than myself, I might find this revelation disturbing. What if I'm never able to go back to the human world? What about my career, my friends, my family? But my career, though rewarding, is hardly as fun as being a dark witch. I'm too busy with my job to make any friends. My family lives far away in Sapporo. I haven't seen them since I moved to Tokyo 6 years ago. I don't think I'll miss them too much. I don't think I'll miss any of them, really. Just real quick. Yeah. No, not when I'm... I really am the Great Witch Viola, aren't I? That you are. You're the greatest dark witch, and anyone with half a brain in their head knows to fear and respect you, or they'll be ground beneath your heel. I cast my mind back to the events of yesterday when I subjugated a foolhardily female knight. That was only in the game, but of course now... Ground beneath my heel, is it? That's right, my lady. No one in Asshaf is more powerful than you. A smile tugs at the corner of my lips. It grows and grows until... I start laughing. Oh, Neve, this is wonderful. It is, my lady? Oh, yes, it's incredible. This is everything I've wished for. I am Viola. I'm the Dark Witch. I'm undefeatable. And I'm finally going to start having some fun with my life. Oh, it's time. It's time, boys and girls. After brushing my hair, Neve dresses me. She clothes me in my signature dark gown, but I think I should wear something a little less ostentatious. If what Neve said is true, I really am the feared Dark Witch. I can hardly go exploring in Asshaf dressed in my typical attire. Everybody would recognize me in an instant and run for the hills. I want something that will make me blend in. Something that will make me look like a peasant, a commoner. Unfortunately, I don't own anything suiting for a commoner. All of my clothes are rather expensive and imposing. I spent a lot of money accumulating a wardrobe of rare and expensive pieces, and I was so vain I always wanted to show them off. Left with no alternative, I had to cast a spell on my favorite black gown to make it look like more of a peasant's dress. This should be a more than fitting disguise, provided that magic doesn't wear away, which it won't. A spell like this is child's play for me. After dressing me, Neve pours me a cup of tea and serves me a light, simple breakfast. Fed, groomed, and clothed, now I'm ready to take a look around my new surroundings. I wonder what it'll be like. What this Asshaf will this Asshaf be the same as Asshaf Online? Will I be able to see all the pieces I explored on my computer screen? Aldberg, Hawthorne Market, Rosemary Forest. I can't wait to find out. Yo, I like her outfit. It's super cute. Yeah, look at her. She's adorable. Are you ready, Neve? I am always ready to serve you, my lady. Obeying your orders brings me joy like nothing else. Good girl. I pat Neve indulgently on the head. Yeah, at this point you'd be like, well, no going back now. Might as well have some fun. Now she's the Dark Lord. She's assumed her true identity. Neve's short, dark hair feels smooth beneath my palm. As I rub, she nuzzles her head against my fingers, then draws back, her pale face flushing. I apologize, my lady, for stepping out of line. It's not my place to seek more affection than you wish to give me. It's not my place, and I really shouldn't accompany you on your travels either. It's my duty to guard your citadel while you're away, is it not? No, it's fine. I love her like little smile. She's like, oh, I kind of like how she wants my affection. It's fine. As a cute girl, your place is by my side. You never know when I might need something. You mean you wish me to accompany you on your trip, milady? Of course. I never dream of leaving you all alone in this large castle all by yourself. Though in the past, I did leave Nero to her own devices in the castle while I went on adventures. I had no other choice. The game mechanics wouldn't allow NPCs like Neve to leave my homestead. But it's different now. I'm not bound to the rules of any game. Nobody will bind the great black mage Viola. You are a pretty girl after all, Neve. I want to show you off. Oh, you do have a way with words. But my lady, did you not say you wanted to blend in with your surroundings and appear like a peasant? If you had a maid with you, it should be apparent to any observer that you're more than just a mere commoner. Then change into something different. I did not think of that. Then I will get dressed this instant. Yes, you do that, and do hurry up, would you? I will. Yes, my lady. I want to explore as much as Azaf as possible. I wonder what it'll be like. I inhale deeply and stare out one of the arched windows. I look out over the tops of the trees and winding rivers that snake through the forests. It's so different from Tokyo, with its high-rise buildings and tall gray skyscrapers. It's like I'm in a whole new world, which I suppose I am. I just need to make the most of it. Wow, this is amazing. Yes, a village. Astounding. We have these in the real world, Viola. I'm just throwing these out here. They're called marketplaces, town squares, downtown any city. Hell, you could probably find this in just like even just outskirts of towns. I mean, you were in Tokyo, so like this is not really that uncommon to see a village. It's a village. We have villages that look kind of old school in the real world too. I'm throwing it out. I'm just throwing it out there. I stand in the town plaza and look around, my hands on my hips. There's a fountain in the middle of the plaza with bubbles with cool, clear water. I can see shops in the distance with painted exteriors in varying colors. There's a bustling market stall set up by the fountain, with little wooden tables arranged in intervals, which are piled high with fruits, fabrics, and cerements. People wander here and there, but I'm not sure if people is the right word. Creatures, to be more accurate. Some of these people have horns, some of them have cat ears, others have wings. Can I be the cat ears person, please? I'll take them. It would make me it would raise my cuteness level by about 17 times if I had cat ears. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there, but I mean it would be really appreciated if I could, do that. Okay. Some of these people look like ordinary humans, while others have the head of beasts. Some are so tiny that they come up to the waist, and others are large and hulking, at least 2 heads taller than I am. Oh, look at her! Neve is so cute! Oh my goodness. I love their outfits. Gosh, they're adorable. I can't believe it. It really is Hawthorne Market. Indeed it is. Neve stands a little closer to me. She gives me a quizzical look. Why do you get so excited, my lady? You've been to this market many times before. I know, but I've been to this place more times than I can count in Azaf Online, but I've never seen it, or heard it, or smelled it in quite so much detail. I'm no longer an onlooker staring at a 3D rendition of a fantasy world. I'm really inside that fantasy world. Now I'm an active participant. I can feel the wind running through my hair. I can hear the clinking of coins and the chatter of market goers. I can smell meat buns being baked in little brick ovens. I'm here. I'm really, truly here, and I've never realized quite how beautiful this place is before. Beautiful. Yes, the sky is bright, clear, blue, and there's a warm, gentle breeze. It's a wonderful day, don't you think? I have no issues with the weather, but you've been acting rather curious all day, milady, ever since you woke up, in fact. If you want, I could buy some herbs. I could make a drink to help restore your senses. My senses are perfectly fine, Neve. Are you sure? Quite sure. They've never felt finer. It feels like I've been stumbling around in the darkness for a long time. I don't know what I'd do if or where I didn't know what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go. Every day was the same. It was so monotonous. But now I've found a brand new reason to live. I found a reason to be excited about my life again. Ho 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 ho.
Hey!
Oh! I stumbled backward a couple steps and my shoulder hit, and hold my shoulder with my hand. Did somebody just bump into me? It hurts way more than I thought it would. I might be Viola, one of the feared witches in all of Azhav, but I guess I can still feel pain. I can still get hurt. I'm not invincible. And especially vulnerable right now, dressed in the garb of a peasant.
Stupid woman. New to this region, I'd wager. You're standing around all wide-eyed, like some bloody tourist. I try to be more careful next time, why don't you? Some of us have jobs to do, and we don't appreciate chits like you getting in the way.
Chits? Is that a derogatory term in, like, British? I lift my head slowly. I have to. The man is talking to me is tall. Scratch that. He's really, really tall. I have to crane my neck just to look him in the eyes. His face is peculiar. It's not like a human's face. Though he has a human's body, the head resting on his neck is that of a cheetah's. His face is covered with orange and white fur. His eyes are similarly cat-like. They're bright green and lined with impressive sweep of black lashes. His muscular biceps bulge like grapefruits. If he wanted to, this man could take me over his knee and snap me into two pieces. He's holding a roll of carpet in the crook of his arm. I guess he's on his way to sell it. But I don't have much time to ponder. He's talking again.
Well, what do you have to say? Aren't you going to apologize? What is it? Cat got your tongue? Or are you too proud to talk to a half-breed like me? Well, let me get one thing straight, missy.
He steps towards me. He smells kind of musky. It's not a pleasant aroma, and my arm still hurts.
Here in Hawthorne, we don't care much for airs and graces. If you make a mistake, you better fess up to it. I'm in a foul mood, and you've not made it any better. Now say you're sorry, or and I might forgive you.
Hey, Neve steps forward. She's a little taller than I am, but compared to the giant cheetah man, she's like a tiny pixie. Despite the vast difference inside, however, she doesn't falter. She doesn't look scared at all. How dare you talk to my mistress like that?
Mistress? So you've got yourself a maid, do you? The man glares at me. You think you're so much better than me, eh?
So much for trying to keep incognito. Thanks a lot, Neve. She is better than you. Huge though you are, your brain leaves much to be desired. My mistress is smarter than 15 of you, and worth much, much more.
You tell her, Neve! You... Fuck that dude up! Fuck that dude up! Yeah!
You're asking her to apologize? Don't make me laugh. You're the one who should be apologizing for bumping into her like the brute that you are. Now get down on your knees and beg for mercy. Nani! The man flexes his muscles threateningly.
And who's gonna make me exactly? You talk big, but you're just a pair of little girls. Why don't you run along to your mothers?
We're starting to draw a crowd. People are stopping to point at us. I can hear them whispering.
Hey, that's old Blake.
Is he picking a fight this early in the morning?
He always had such a terrible temper.
And he's harassing two girls as well. Just look at those poor dears. They'll never be able to defeat him. Do you think there's gonna be a fight? I doubt it'll be much of a fight. Blake will knock him out in 2 seconds. Maybe one of the girls knows magic.
No magic strong enough to beat those muscles. Yeah,
I want to see him fight. Fight, 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 fight. If you start chanting like this, this will get out of hand. But it's too late. The chanting's getting louder. How do we attract so much attention so quickly? I suppose the the cheated-headed rogue, Blake, was it? Must be something of a celebrity around here. Is my stream okay? I feel. So it's kind of funny though, because like it makes sense because right now they look like kind of like really low-level players that don't really have much of a chance against big old Blake, but like still. How peculiar. Though half-breeds are a common race in Azov Online, I've never heard of an NPC called Blake before. He's really large though, and he looks very strong. I'm a little worried that Neve, for all of her bravado, won't be able to best him. Should I try to intervene before things go from bad to worse? Yeah. You have to protect your girl, man. Excuse me, sir. I approach the man with the cheetah's head and try to keep my voice level. It's not like I'm scared of him or anything. Why should I be scared when I'm the fearsome dark witch?
Huh? What is it, Pipsqueak?
I don't feel very much like the fearsome black witch right now. I breathe in and I need to calm myself down. I don't want Neve fighting my battles for me. I'm going to have to order you to stand aside.
Blake raises an eyebrow. And who do you think you are giving me orders?
I'm doing it for your own good. Please stand aside. I don't want a fight to break out.
Oh, so you're scared of me, is that it?
Of course not. I try to keep the tremor of my voice. I don't want to disturb the peace, that's all. I really can't abide you talking to Neve in such tones. She's my dear friend, and it's my duty to protect her. Milady, what are you doing? I'm trying to help you, Neve. Help me, but Neve's cheeks turn pink. I don't need any help. I'm your maid. I should help you. I know. I appreciate your dedication, but I don't want you being hurt for my sake. Oh, believe me, Neve narrows her eyes. I'm not the one who will get hurt in this skirmish.
Your little friend seems quite confident. That only makes me want to test her all the more. How about this? Let's see if you're so smug and confident after I've gouged your pretty face into two with my claws.
He pounces at Neve. What does he mean? Does he mean to knock her over? Neve! I turn to her, ready to help, a dark fire spell already beginning to form from the palm of my hand, but... Ha! I pause. Ha 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 ha! I stop. Neve manages to jump away from Blake's claws at the very last second. She stands there, utterly unscathed and unconcerned, her arms folded across her chest. She smirks. Her face darkens. All of a sudden, the temperature in the village square seems to drop by 5 degrees. Did you really think you can lay a paw on me? You, a great brute who relies on sheer strength. Well, you have strength, I grant you that, but there's no finesse in your movements. You have no technique.
What do you mean, no technique? I've been training my body... I've been training my body long before you were born, you brat. Don't act so high and mighty just because you got lucky.
Blake rears back on his heels. He strings forward yet again, but... How predictable. Neve sidesteps him neatly. Her simple skirt flutters around her legs as she moves.
Again? How did you dodge that?
It's quite simple, really. You communicate each of your movements well in advance by your posture and your expression. I thought, judging by your previous bouts, you must have one or two tricks up your sleeves, but apparently not.
Why, you?
You've disappointed me. A man like you has no right to breathe the same air as my mistress, let alone look at her, or touch her, or ask for some sort of apology. So, goodbye. You can repent for your actions for as long as you want when you're in your grave. Neve raises her right hand.
Yo, check her out, dude. She's so badass.
All of a sudden, in a burst of dark energy. Is that magic? It is magic. She's a mage after all. Blake's body is engulfed by the plumes of fire. He goes flying through the air. His sheer bulk crashes into the stall, selling fine headscarves, reducing it to splinters. The loud crash fills the air. Dust clouds form about the cobblestone roads. There's a pause, a long silence, and then, Wow, she was sent old Blake flying. Yo, I've never seen such a powerful darkling before. She packs such a punch for such a small girl, doesn't she? My store! Somebody has to pay for my store! Pandemonium breaks out. After that little incident in the market square, Neve and I leave Hawthorne behind us. I wanted to be inconspicuous on my travels, but taking down a large man with a cheetah's head is anything but that. Trying to explore while being bombarded with questions and comments and curious stares wasn't very appealing, so I decided to leave. Neve, being my faithful maid, followed at my heels. Now, half an hour later, the two of us find ourselves in the outskirts of a forest that's rather familiar to me. I was in the forest yesterday. It's the same place I fought the female knight. I just want to double check real fast to see if this is working on YouTube. Because I did fuck it up. Yeah, okay, it is. I fucked it up hardcore. I fucked it up hardcore. I feel kind of bad. And for those of you who are joining in, I will probably post this one on my review of it on Steam, because I like to review all of the games that I played on the Steam store, and post a link here so that way people can see for themselves what the game looks like and how it plays out and stuff. So if you guys are on that, I do have the previous part on YouTube and Facebook, or YouTube and Twitch. Things kind of fucked up. I was in the forest only yesterday. It's the same place where I fought the female knight who dared attack me. It's Rosemary Forest. The air is cool, maybe because of all the trees, the leaves making a canopy shielding the top of my head from the sun. A few birds twitter in the branches of the trees, insects chirp in the undergrowth. The grass at my feet sways gently in the breeze. It's pretty here, much quieter than the market. It's relaxing, but I have one or two questions I need to ask. So, Neve, I'm very glad you wanted to defend my honor, but did you need to antagonize that man so much? Whatever do you mean, my lady? I told you I wanted to blend in with the other villagers. I didn't want to stand out. It was unfortunate that the man picked a fight with us, but we could have settled our dispute in a peaceful manner. You mean you were actually going to apologize? Maybe, if it would have kept him happy. But my lady, that's wrong. You shouldn't have apologized. He was a clumsy oaf who bumped into you. How dare he try to threaten you? He had no right. You're the great dark witch. He's nothing but a brute. People like that should know their place, and if they don't, they should be put into their place with force. I know that, Neve, but he was not aware of my true identity. I didn't want him to find out about it, or anybody else for that matter. Oh, my lady, I'm sorry if I made a scene. I simply couldn't help myself. When I heard that awful man trying to threaten you, it made me so mad. He should have been groveling at your feet and begging for forgiveness. If anything, I think I went too easy on him. Anyone who dares lay a finger on you without your permission should have their hands cut off. Cut off? Isn't that a little extreme? You're quite passionate, aren't you? Of course I'm passionate. That's how much I care about you. That's how much I love you. My darling, don't go anywhere without me. Please, I must have you. Sorry. I was too into character there. As your maid, as your hopefully future lover, no. As your maid, I will do anything within my abilities to serve you and keep you safe. That is what I swore when I took the sacred oath to become your humble servant. Keeping you out of harm's way and protecting your good name is of the utmost importance to me. That is what gives my life meaning. And now she's getting even closer to me. Neve is so close that our noses are almost bumping. Oh, really? Can I see that? You guys look pretty far away in here. I can see her irises in stark detail. They're large and glistening, almost consuming. If you ordered me to, I would drop dead for your sake. That's how much I care. Jeez. I knew this girl was devoted to me, but I didn't realize how devoted. Maybe I should have a word with her. Thank Neve for being too considerate. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with being a yandere. I'm just saying. Yanderes are totally good. You don't have to hate on yanderes. Thank you for worrying about me. But you don't need to go quite that far. But I do, my lady. You're the one who saved me from the slums, gave me a career, and let me make something of myself. It's because of your kindness that I'm able to support my family, who still live in Aldburg. You gave me the clothes on my back, the food to eat, a place to stay, and a bed to sleep in. For that, I'll never stop being grateful. I'll never stop serving you. I'm sorry if I went against your wishes, and I apologize for making a ruckus, but I will not apologize for caring about you. If my affection bothers you, then feel free to dispose of me right here, right now. Neve guides my right hand to her breast and presses it against her ribcage. I can feel the beating of her heart beneath her skin. It's so quick and tremulous, almost like a baby bird's. You may pull my heart out from my chest if you wish, milady. You can do whatever you like with me. My body exists to serve you, and therefore it belongs to you. My organs, muscles, bones, all of it belong to you. Now, let's not get carried away. I'm glad you defended me. It shows what an exemplary servant you are. Really. I'm very fortunate to have a maid as dedicated as you. I value you a lot, Neve. You're important to me. Important. Neve stares at me. She blinks. Her cheeks begin to turn pink. I'm important. Milady said I'm important. Indeed, you are. You are important. And I'm not going to pluck your heart from your chest or break your legs or whatever what you might want me to do. I'm going to take care of you because you're a good maid and a close companion. Oh, my lady, I don't deserve such high praise. I'll be the one who decides whether you deserve my praise or not. Oh, yes, of course. Neve bows her head in subjugation. I'm very blessed to have a maid such as you by my side, but it would be nice if you would be a touch less impulsive. Oh yes, I've always been impulsive. I try to act calm, but when something makes me mad, I cannot control myself. I guess I have a little bit of a bad temper. I don't know if Neve's behavior back there could be fully chalked down to bad temper, though. Is it just my imagination, or did she take an almost sadistic glee in harming Blake? She said she was just trying to avenge me, and I don't disbelieve her. Don't disbelieve her? Not believe? Believe? But perhaps the prospect of bloodshed excites her more than it should. But I shouldn't need to worry. Neve is my loyal servant, after all. She won't turn against me. She'd sooner rip out her still beating heart than cause me harm. Well, never mind. What's done is done. We have to return to Hawthorne Market another day, when the gossip about us has died down. Neve bows her head. Once more, I apologize for disrupting your plans, my lady. You don't need to apologize. I've already forgiven you. Oh, thank you. Your forgiveness is more than I deserve. So, did you wish to purchase something from the market? Not particularly. I just wanted to have a look around. Well, Rosemary Forest is as good a place as any to explore. Shall we take a walk? Certainly we can, milady. Though there isn't much to see here, just trees, I think. I happen to be fond of foliage. I don't see all of the many trees in Tokyo. Unless you go to one of the parks or shrines. I've never had a chance to enjoy nature. I was too busy going between home and work. Wandering around the forest will be a nice change of pace. At least I don't have to look at any gray buildings. I'm so sick of the color gray. I sigh softly. The forest is so peaceful. At least it was until... I jump in surprise. What was that? Neve places her finger between her chin as she ponders. It sounds like someone is crying, my lady. Crying? Indeed, if I would hazard a guess, I would say that cry belongs to a young woman, perhaps in her late teens or early 20s. My brow furrows. What's a young woman doing crying in the middle of Rosemary Forest? Maybe she's being attacked by bandits. I hope she's being attacked by bandits. I haven't had the chance to use my magical powers yet. My fingers are itching for a chance to unleash a dark flame spell on something. Plus, there's always a chance this girl could be cute. I'm always prepared to score points with cute girls. Yeah! I love how this visual novel is hella gay. Hey, if it's gay, it's 10 out of 10. Hands down. Say, Neve, why don't you and I intervene? This young lady may need our aid. Oh my. Neve bows her head. A small, thin smile captures her lips. I too was thinking the same thing. There's nothing I would love more than teaching a group of ruffians a good lesson. Let's kick their ass. But when Neve and I made it to the source of commotion... Wait, where are the bandits? Unfortunately, it appears there are no bandits. We are a touch too hasty in our assumptions, milady. That figures. And I was looking forward to murdering the shit out of some people. I mean, using my magic. Oh well, I suppose it's a good thing this woman hadn't come to any real harm. But why then is she crying? Oh, look at her. Yo, wait a second. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Alright. She has a really, really cute outfit, and that scarf is insane. So she's got like a scarf that's like wrapped around her neck, but tied into a bow. I like her complexion. She's got like the, what is that, like tribal color, tribal, like the tribal like war paint type stuff on her as well. She looks really, really freaking cute. I like her a lot. She has an amazing design. But I mean, this is the Sakura series. They always have fantastic designs. Well, I call her a young woman, but she's rather short and sweet. Heart-shaped face and fair hair. She's probably a few years younger than I am, but I can't pinpoint her exact age. The girl is on her hands and knees, scrabbling around the dirt, pushing twigs and leaves to one side, all the while mumbling to herself under her breath. I gotta be somewhere. I know I dropped it somewhere around here, but where? Oh, this isn't good. I don't remember. Oh. The longer her search continues, the more desperate she seems to get. Tears slowly trickle down her face. They're flushed a bright red. She's concentrating so hard I don't think she's noticed Neve and I. Mother will be so mad if I don't find it, but woe is me. I have no idea where it could be. I'm so unlucky. Why do these things always happen to me? You don't even know the first thing about being unlucky. Come on. The distressed girl pauses. Her fingers curl into fists, and then all of a sudden, she punches the ground. Bam! Maybe she's trying to alleviate some of her anxiety, but... Ow! It doesn't work. That sounds like something I would do. Damn it! Ah! My hand! The girl hisses in pain and draws back her hand. It looks like she accidentally hit the root of a tree. Her knuckles are already dirty, but now they're cut and bruised and starting to bleed. This sucks. I can't stand it. She holds her hand to her chest and rocks back and forth slowly. This is the worst day. This is the worst day of my life by far. You lose one thing and you hit your hand on a tree branch and it's the worst day of your life. Dude, first world problems. Let's be real. I'll never find it, and I'll never be able to go home. Mother will have my head for sure. Oh, there it is. The despairing howl. That's what drew Neve and I to this girl in the first place. More tears fall from the girl's eyes. They land on the muddy ground with a series of soft splashes. If nothing else, at least her distress is providing nutrients to the plants. What? If anything, I'm glad that, her tears are providing, those nutrients for the plants and trees. Pardon? This girl looks like she's in quite the fix. Indeed it does. Do you think we should help her? Well, we could, but she doesn't look like she has 2 pennies to rub together. I'm pretty sure she's from a poor family. She has nothing to offer us, and we have no reason to help her. You don't seem opposed to the idea of helping her when there were possible bandits for us to attack. Well, that's different. I'm always prepared to take down a ragtag group of hoodlums. Neve cracks her knuckles together. The disturbing smile surfaces on her lips more, but fortunately it soon vanishes. I cracked my knuckles at the beginning, and now I can't do it. I can't do it again. the disturbing space on her lips once more, but fortunately it soon vanishes. There's no satisfaction to be gained by aiding a poor peasant girl like this. If I were you, my lady, I'd leave her alone and be on my way. If you gave ruffians like this an inch, they'll take a mile, and the clothes off your back, and the money in your pocket to boot. You might have a point, but... I look back at the girl. She's sobbing in earnest, like her heart might break. She's even trying to look for whatever it is she's dropped. Maybe she's given up.
I can't believe it. How can I be so clumsy? I'm clueless. Well, that's what Mother would say when I return home for certain. You're useless, Fiona.
Fiona? Is that her name? It's a soft, delicate kind of name. Despite her rough manner of speech, it suits her. Though her face is wet and her eyelashes are crumpled together from crying. She's a very pretty girl, I agree. The guilty conscience starts prickling. I can't just leave her, not like this. That would be too cruel. I want to help her all the same. She looks like she could use a friend, and I doubt she'll find any companions around here. Well, you are my mistress. I can't tell you what to do, but please be careful. Even the most fragrant of roses can have its thorns. Like you mean? Oh, no, nothing like me. I'm devoted to you to you entirely, my lady. I swear to the stars. This girl, however, I would be careful of her. She may be more willy than she looks. I appreciate Neve's concern, but an unwashed little ragamuffin like this should pose no problems.
You know what's interesting? That is like exactly how I would describe her. A cute little ragamuffin. Unwashed little ragamuffin. It's perfect.
I'm sure this girl will be so grateful for my help. She'll think I was sent to her by the gods themselves. Girls like this always seem to have superstition sorts. When you have no money or possessions in the world, superstitions are all you can believe in. Young girl, is your name perchance Fiona?
Oh.
Fiona lifts her head. She looks at me, sniffling. She wipes her eyes with the back of her arm. In the process, she manages to smear a streak of dirt across her right cheek and makes her look even more pathetic than she already does. Judiciously, I decide not to pass comment.
Yes. My name is Fiona, and who are you?
Hey, what's up, Star 9987? You finally got new music on your USB drive. Congratulations. That sounds pretty dope. That's good. That is pretty solid.
My name's Fiona, and who are you?
My name is Via. I better not say my real name. Violet. Yes, and this is my companion, Neve.
I'm happy to see you live streaming today. Hey, I'm glad you're happy to see me live streaming today. I appreciate it. I was, I don't know, I was able to get my work done in a pretty decent time, and I looked on Steam, and I'm like, oh my goodness, a new visual novel from the Sakura series, you know, and bam, it's a Yuri, so I have to play it. So I'm streaming this on both YouTube and Twitch right now, so, I mean, my Sakura Sadist live stream got quite a few views, and people seem to like my thoughts on it, so I decided, you know, this might not be a bad idea, plus I really like these games.
The two of us are traveling through Rosemary Forest when we happen to hear a commotion.
Oh my, was I really being that loud?
You were being quite loud, yes, but no worry. I've seen your tears and decided to help you. First, however, can you stand?
Oh yes, miss. There's nothing wrong with my body, but...
Yo. Alright, there's her standing sprite. She is so adorable. Look at her freaking coat, and the pants are... I mean, of course, this is a video. This is an MMO world kind of sort of thing, so obviously she's wearing nothing. But, you know, that's just how it works. Apparently, I bet you that armor rating is like a pretty solid armor rating. I had a bad time at my house. My roommate came home really drunk. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hear drinking can be fun, but I don't know. There's so many negative side effects. I just don't know why people really do it, to be honest with you. It's not like alcohol really tastes good. It doesn't at all.
Of course, since her fingers are also dirty, she only succeeds in smearing the filth around.
You see, kind miss, my mother gave me something to sell at the market. A right pretty trinket it was.
What was it exactly?
It was a ring. My mother's wedding ring, to be precise, made of goblin-honed silver. It was the most expensive item we own in the whole house, and Mother loved it so much, but... Oh, Fiona's expression contorts. She sniffles. Father died 3 summers ago, and though my mother's been working her fingers off to the bone, bless her soul, she has so many children that she just can't afford to feed us all. It almost broke my poor mother's heart, but she told me to take her wedding ring, the only memento she has left of our father, and sell it at the market. I told Mother not to, and asked her if there wasn't there. There wasn't there? Come on, game. If there wasn't some other way. But she was firm, miss. She said it was the quickest way to get money. And with the money she could buy food, and then we won't starve. And my baby brothers and sisters are looking awfully picky, and I'm worried about them, but, she trembles. In my clumsiness, I dropped the ring, and now I have to sell it at the market, and I've lost my mother's wedding ring. My poor mom. She entrusted the ring of hers to me, which she loved so dearly, and I've wasted her sacrifice. I've ruined everything with my accursed clumsiness. How long have you been looking for the ring? Oh, I don't remember, miss. It's been so long, for a few hours at least, but all I have to show is my cuts and bruises. Maybe I'll never find it. Maybe it's too late. It's never too late, Fiona. You can't help but try and help this girl. Look at her, miss. I held a hand on Fiona's shoulder, dirty though it was, and gave her a reassuring smile. My companion and I will help you find the ring. Isn't that right, Neve? If that is what you wish, milady. Neve drops a neat curtsy, but her expression is cool and inscrutable. That is, if the ring even exists. Whoa, you don't need to insinuate such... And 30 minutes later... Wow, thank you, kind missus. I can't believe you really found it. Fiona happily smiles. She holds the ring on her palm and closes her fingers around it protectively. She's so overjoyed she's practically beaming. If she were a dog, she'd probably be wagging her tail right about now. Come to think of it, with the dirt streaked on her cheeks and the evident gratitude in her eyes, she'd make a pretty good pet. Training her shouldn't be too hard. Yo, alright, I'm getting that Sakura sadist vibes right there. I wonder if they're referencing their other games. Don't mention it, little puppy. I pat her on the head, musing her already messy hair beneath my fingers. Fiona doesn't bat my fingers away. Instead, she bows her head and lets herself be coddled. Does she like the attention? Probably. I mean, most people are attention whores, let's be real. Oh, miss, you're a peach. A real peach. It's rare to meet one as helpful as you. I was simply trying to do the right thing. Only a heartless brute would fail to show compassion for a lovely woman like yourself. Then most people in Azhaf must be heartless, miss. Sometimes I wondered, a few travelers passed me by in the woods already, and not one of them stopped to help me. You're different, miss. I can sense it from you. You have a kind soul. Oh, my poor little puppy. If only she knew who I really was. If she realized I was the dreaded dark witch Viola, would she be afraid of me? I doubt she let me pat her head then. Now I can sell this ring at the market. Hopefully I'll fetch a tidy profit. I wonder. Neve, who has been silent up to this point, examines the ring in Fiona's palm. You said the ring was made of goblin-honed silver, did you not? That's what I've heard, miss. How strange. Goblin-honed silver doesn't go cloudy like that. The color's not quite right. Oh, you've got an eye for jewelry, have you, miss? An eye for forgeries. Are you sure you're telling the truth? I'm always truthful, miss. My own mother told me that the ring was made by goblins, and why would I doubt her word? If your mother truly believes that, she was probably tricked. This ring doesn't look expensive to me. It appears of mere custom jewelry. Really, it's gaudy too. I doubt you'll fetch much for it. Neve sighs and folds her arms. I can't believe I had to scramble around the dirt for this. That ring is hardly worth it. Well, Fiona's cheeks turn pale pink beneath a fine layer of dirt. I might not be as fancy as the things you're used to, miss, but it's worth it for me. I've always thought of the ring that was made by Goblin Horn Silver, and if it ain't, then I've been duped. It mustn't have been worth as much as I thought, but it still should fetch a little bit of money, enough to feed my family for a few days at least.
You said you're hunting for money.
Wait, I got this. Wait, hold up, I got this. So, the demon chick, she says that she's being paid, and she's giving her money to her family in wherever the fuck that place was. This chick needs some money. She's got a family. So we could just build, we can pay a harem. Can we get the what polyamorous ending? Kind of like in Sakura Sadis, the polyamorous ending was amazing. It was amazing. I didn't expect them to have a polyamorous ending because that never usually happens. Horribly so, miss. I don't mean to sound so mopey, not after you helped me, but times are hard. I have 5 brothers and sisters, with another little one on the way, and our father died so suddenly, but 4 months ago. Wow, that's rough. Dude, your mom and dad were busy. Like, they liked sex a lot. Even if we sell this ring, I'm not sure how we're to survive.
Then here. I reach into my pocket and draw out a few gold coins. It's nothing more than a pocket change to me. I have thousands upon thousands of gold coins back at the castle. Handing away a few pennies won't make a dent in my finances, but this little thief girl's staring at the palm in abject wonder.
That's 8 gold pieces there.
What of it?
That's more money than I've seen in one place in my whole life. If I'm thrifty, which I always am, there should be enough money to feed my whole family for an entire year. But I can't possibly accept such kindness, can I?
Of course you can. That's why I'm offering the money to you. Or do you think there's some kind of trick?
See, this is the play though. You get on her good side, and then you lock her up in your sex dungeon. Have her help out as a maid, like the demon chick is. Yes. Definitely nothing more than that. Oh, miss, you've already been so kind to me already, I couldn't possibly...
She's right, she can't. Or at least she shouldn't. Neve. I turn to look at my maid, perplexed. Neve looks back at me, her eyes narrowed and her lips pursed. Why are you doing this, my lady? I'm just helping a girl in need. Is that such a terrible thing? I applaud you for your philanthropy, but we already helped her find her ring. Do we really need to offer her more aid? Little girl. Neve rounds on the thief girl, her hands on her lips. If you're desperately in need of money, like you say, you should at least seek alms at a church. Don't try and siphon spare coins from my mistress. It's most unseemly.
Oh no, I wasn't trying to make her feel guilty.
Don't be cruel to the girl, Neve. I'm only offering her this money of my own volition. But for what cause? She has done nothing to pay you back with. Her cute smile is payment enough. Babe, your smile is all that I need. Fiona's face flushes redder. She presses her fingertips against her cheeks shyly.
But I ain't...
You do yourself a disservice. You are more adorable than you might think. Despite the dirt and grime, I happen to have a soft spot for cute girls. Neve sighs again. You can be surprisingly simple at times, my lady. I'm a simple woman with simple needs, and this woman, this woman right here, she can fulfill those. Well, if you have your heart set on this act of petty charity, then I can't stop you, but that doesn't mean that I will support you either. Ashaf is full of hungry and the poor. You can't help them all. It's foolish to try. In my humble opinion, it's better to look after your own wants and needs first. I don't need to look out for myself. I have you to do that for me, don't I? Well, now it's Neve's turn to blush. She turns her head away, her cheeks turning pink. I suppose so, yes. Now to business. I look back at the thief girl. I can't stand the thought of your family going hungry, and I have more than enough money, so take it. Where's this chick in my life? You don't even. I mean, you could probably skip the whole sex dungeon part, but other than that, like, if you just want to hand out money because you think I'm cute or something, or you just want to help out, hey, all of it is super duper appreciated. You know, I take checks, I take cash. You know, it's all good to me. I'm a poor broke college student. I can't make you accept this gift, of course. But if you would, it would be to your benefit if you did. Who knows what might happen if to your family without it?
Well, if there's truly ain't no catch.
No catch. Then.
Oh, miss, you're so kind. Look at her happiness.
See, that makes it worth it. Does it not? Does it not make it worth it? Does it not? Like, look at her smile. I don't know how she makes her mouth. Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going? I'm just having a good time here. Yep. I got my mouth on the side of my face. Just like that. Oh my god. It's gorgeous. I love this picture. I love her reaction. She's kind of blushing, and dude, she's got bigger tits than she does in the real world. So it's kind of like moseying on over the chick's arm. Fiona throws her arms around me in a tight, warm embrace. She's shorter than me, and her head rests upon my breasts. Still, despite being so tiny, she has a grip as strong as iron. Maybe that's because she was born into a common laboring family. Hers are fingers that are no doubt accustomed to hard work. I'm aware that her fingertips are flecked with grime, her nails stuffed with enough dirt to start her own ant farm. But I don't want to push her away, not when she looks so cheerful.
Miss, I'm so happy my poor heart could break.
Why would your heart break from happiness? That sounds rather painful.
I'm just so overjoyed that it's a little painful, miss. My chest feels tight. I hope I don't cry. I don't want to cry, but...
Fiona rubs her head against my chest, burying her nose between my cleavage. She's doing that on purpose. She just likes your tits. I mean, I can't blame her. If I had tits like yours, or if I was jumping into tits like yours, I mean, it would be the same thing, you know, right? It's a strange feeling, but it's not entirely unpleasant. Hey, I hope you're not planning on to wipe your filthy nose on my esteemed mistress.
That ain't my intention, miss.
I'm actually gonna give her a southern accent. That's definitely what it is. A high-pitched southern accent. Good. If it was, I might have to flambe you. I'm glad Neve cares so much about me so much, but sometimes she could be a little too far. I mean, she's a yandere, so. Neve, if you burn this cute little girl to a crisp, I'll be very, very angry with you. Yes, m'lady, I understand. Good.
Oh, miss. Sweet miss. I'm so happy. I haven't cried in years. You learn how to get strong, you do. When you have too many mouths to feed and you're always starving. I've scrambled around the dirt in midwinter to find scraps for my family, or stolen food from wild dogs, and I ain't even cried then. But this is something else. This is a miracle. I don't have much faith in the gods, but you're making me reconsider. You've been sent to me from heaven above.
That's exactly what she said was gonna happen, guys. Did you remember that? She was like, the peasant will think of me as a goddess because they don't have any money, so this is all they can believe in, or whatever she said. Oh, you flatter me. I did not come from heaven. That's nothing angelic about me.
You seem like the angelic enough in my eyes.
Don't liken me to celestial beings, please. It's ill-fitting. If you must compare me to anything, you should call me mistress instead.
Then I will. Thank you, mistress.
Wow, we have more like commanding. Hey, I don't mind because like that's my type of woman right there. I'm playing music on YouTube and watching people on Twitch to like get the safe call to go home. I mean, that doesn't sound like a bad plan, my dude. Doesn't sound like a bad plan. It doesn't sound like a bad plan. I'm on both Twitch and YouTube right now, so. Fiona nuzzles her cheek against my chest. I rest my hand on top of her head and run my fingers through her flyaway hair. Good puppy. I see she can be obedient. That's nice. She might make a really good pet. I wanted to have a cute little girl like this at my beck and call for a long while now, and Neve, being my maid, doesn't really count. A harem can't be composed of one girl. I need much, much more than that. So she is going after a harem. It's so rare. It's so rare to see. Oh man, I can't put my legs are having a rough time right now, but I can't put them under or else they might freaking destroy my system again. She is going after a harem. That's really interesting. You don't see all female harems very often. I mean, you could see a tease. You can see a tease like I mean, you can kind of see a tease like Yuri, for example, where they all kind of just like each other. Everybody gets shipped with everybody else type of thing. When I left my Pokemon Ranger Shadow of All my Uncle David's house, I thought I lost that game. Well, I mean, at least you found it, right? That's pretty cool. I'm the Great Witch Viola. I want to conquer as many cute girls as I can and bring them to my side as my loyal subjects. Yes, this is my true ambition. Would she join me at my castle if I asked? Worth a shot, I guess. Say, Fiona... Just as I'm ready to make a proposition, Fiona breaks the embrace. She takes a few steps backwards, her face shining with happiness.
Thank you so kindly, mistress.
She bows to me.
And you, miss.
She bows to Neve.
Now, I don't need to sell my mother's precious ring. I can return home and tell my family the good news. Goodbye. I'm so glad to have met the pair of you.
She totally stole our wallet. There's no doubt in my mind she totally stole our wallet. Fiona turns and darts away through the undergrowth. Her hair flutters behind her as she runs. She moves quickly, fast, and fleet-footed like a rabbit. She must know her way around this forest well. Despite being so small, she seems rather self-assured and dependable. But if that's the case, something isn't right about that girl. Why do you say that? Don't think she's being entirely honest with us. I don't buy that story about her selling the ring. The ring was cheap. No self-respecting merchant would pay more than a dozen or one bronze coin for it. She must have known that. She said her mother told her it was a goblin hoon. I know. She stole our wallet. I know for a fact she stole our wallet. She had to have. And anybody with a modicum of intelligence would know that was a lie. Mark the way that she runs, too. She's fast and knows the lie of the land. She doesn't have a clumsy, awkward step. But if she isn't clumsy and she's familiar with the forest, how could she have tripped and dropped that ring? That's a very, very good point. I'm telling you, as soon as she broke the embrace and started running away immediately, I was like, she stole our wallet. She stole our entire pack of gold coins, I guarantee it. I know that for us, that's probably like, okay, whatever. Oh no, now I have like 20 less coins out of like 200 bajillion. Sad day. That's like freaking Donald Trump accidentally dropping a $100 bill on the ground. Oh no! Sorry. Oh no! Do you think she was lying to me? I'm almost positive, milady. It's not an uncommon trick. Thieves will pretend to have dropped something and ask for assistance. While you help them search, they will pick your pocket and run away. But you were watching her, Neve. She didn't do anything like that, did she? Not that I saw, but thieves can be awfully sly. I think you're being too paranoid. You should check your wallet. If you even think that might be the case, you check your wallet, you're like, okay, there hasn't been anything, we're solid. You check, you double check. You don't just be the like, probably nothing happened. Oh no, my lady. I know from my rough upbringing in Aldburg that one can never be too paranoid, not if they want to hold a few coins they possess. I gave my coins to her willingly. I suppose you did. Even if she was trying to steal from me, there wasn't anything left in my pocket worth stealing. Oh, nothing other than... I slide my fingers into my pocket, searching. Where's that necklace? The Necromancer's ruby necklace. One of only two, which allows the wearer to control the dead at will. It's a priceless object. I can't stand to be parted from it. I thought it was in my right pocket, but it's empty. I can't feel the necklace, just lint. I knew it! I called that shit! That was obvious as fuck! Come on, my dude. Come on, my dude. You should have stopped her as soon as she ran away. You should have stopped her as soon as she ran away. Seriously. 100%. Should have stopped her immediately. What is it, my lady? Did you lose something? I'm not sure. There's no sense jumping to conclusions just yet. My right pocket is empty. But what about the left? I searched there, my fingertips ripping at the packet, but there's nothing there. It's empty. It's gone. That bitch! Neve, who didn't expect my outfit, jumps. What? That little charlatan! I'm gonna change my voice for this. She's pissed. She's no obedient puppy at all. She was nothing but a cunning jackal. Oh, Neve, she's stolen my necromancer's ruby necklace. Your necklace? But my lady, that can bring the dead back to life. I know. If anybody other than a skilled mage were to get their hands on it, then all of a sudden, this still air was split by a loud... Oh, holy shit. A lot of shit's going down. All of a sudden, the still air is split by a loud, alarmed scream. I know that scream. I recognize the voice. It's the little thief girl. I see she's swiftly meeting her comeuppance. Come on, Neve. Let's go. I have to, solve this issue. I narrow my eyes. We have the little mouse to catch. Luckily, she's not a skilled... Oh. Luckily, she's not a skilled necromancer, so it's like... She's just gonna die. She's gonna be like... Power's gonna accidentally activate. She's gonna walk in. There's gonna be like 20 skeleton soldiers that she can't control. Well, fuck. Damn, look at her, though. This chick is absolutely brilliantly gorgeous. So jealous. Dude, I love her freaking scarf ribbon. It's absolutely adorable. I mean, she's just so cute.
What's going on? Somebody, anybody, help me!
Fiona's been backed into a corner. She's pressed up against a tree, and skeleton soldiers surround her on all sides. Some of the skeletons are holding weapons. A tarnished sword here, a crackled spear there. A handful are wearing metal helmets. Others have shields. The ground beneath my feet looks as though it's been tilled by plow. Loose clods of dirt pepper the ground. These skeletons, alerted by the necromancer's ruby necklace, must have been awoken from the slumber beneath the earth. I wonder how all these skeletons ended up in Rosemary Forest. Maybe there's a war here, some kind of battle. That would explain the weapons the dead soldiers are clutching with their bony fingers. How old must these old piles of bones be? They must be ready. Must hold quite a grudge for them to spring back to, well, not life, but half-life so readily. Goodness, this is such a mess. Neve sighs and presses her fingers against her forehead. This is what happens when little girls with no understanding of magic steal things that don't belong to them. Neve's right. A talented mage like myself would not be able to carry the necromancer's ruby necklace through a graveyard and not... a talented mage like myself would be able to carry the necromancer's ruby necklace through a graveyard and not wake a single creature's corpse. Mages like myself are aware of their own power, and as such, we know how to control it. Girls like Fiona, however, don't. I doubt Fiona even knew she stole the item she stole was used in necromancy. She probably saw the gem stone, thought it was pretty, and swiped it. When? When we were embracing, probably. That would have been easy for her to slip my hand into my pocket, unseen and unnoticed, and take the precious necklace. Well, now she's paying the price.
This is so creepy. Get him away from me.
The skeletal soldiers, of course, don't listen to her. Fiona might be the user of the necromancer's ruby necklace, but they must know on an instinct's level she isn't their mistress. She can't control them or command them, not like I can. She's too afraid of what she unwittingly summoned to have any kind of authority. This shouldn't be happening.
This shouldn't be happening. This is like a nightmare, please.
Fiona holds her hands on her head and ducks down, her eyes filled with tears.
Please, somebody help me. Ta scared Terry.
Well, what do we do, my lady? Neve looks at me, her eyes dark and uninterested. Should we let the skeletons tear her apart? It might be a good lesson for her. A cruel smile captures the corners of Neve's lips. If she survives, of course, which is unlikely, the newly woken dead are not known for their good manners, or their or their ways of handling women.
Wait, what? Are they gonna rape her? Wait, the skeletons are going to... I mean, I guess, you know, they've got that extra bone. I don't know. There's no bone actually there, that's the issue.
I look at Fiona, pinned against a tree, the skeleton advancing closer. Fiona trembles, her face, though tanned, now looks pasty white. I know what she did is wrong by me, but I can't help but feel sorry for her. Sorry for her? But my lady, she stole your necklace. Don't you want to see her suffer? I think the little brat is getting what she deserves. Anybody who crosses you should suffer. I want to hear her scream more. I want her to cry much, much more. I appreciate your dedication to serving me and keeping me safe, Neve. Though, while watching a young girl get mauled really helped me. But I don't want her to die. No, not die then. That might be take things a bit too far. But it's alright if she gets injured, isn't it? Why don't we let the skeletons break a couple of her bones or take an eye out? Maybe they'll pull out a kidney. She has 2 of them. She doesn't need both. That'll teach that thieving dog a lesson. Neve. I rest a restraining hand on my companion's shoulder. I think you're misunderstanding one crucial thing here.
Oh, and what's that, my lady?
I might be the feared Dark Witch, but I'm not a murderer. I won't allow a young girl to be slaughtered in front of me. I certainly won't let her kidneys be harvested either. That just isn't right. And it would be a shame too. Fiona, despite her fast fingers, is very cute. I don't want her pretty face to get damaged. But my lady, what about her punishment? I will punish her as I see fit. Naturally, I haven't forgiven her for playing such a rotten trick on me, or for taking any kind of advantage of my kindness. But...
Please, somebody!
The skeletons are advancing closer. One of them holds a sword aloft, the point inches away from Fiona's head. All of a sudden, the sword swings down fast.
Ha!
Fiona screeches like a startled cat and ducks beneath the blade of the sword. The steel shaft hits the tree where her head once was and gets stuck in the trunk. The tree shakes. A few loose leaves fall through the air. Some of the leaves land on Fiona's hair. If she'd been a few seconds slower, her head would have been sliced clean in 2.
Please, somebody, anybody!
If she wants my help, I'm more than happy to give it, but I will have to punish her afterwards, of course. There's no meaning to her punishment if the skeletons carry it out. There's nothing more thoughtless, faceless mobs that exist to kill. Only a great and fearsome witch like myself can scold naughty girls in the manner they deserve.
Oh, I like her.
Oh, my lady. Neve bows her head. I never thought of that, but you're right. If anybody is to punish her, you should. In fact, those skeletons have no right to lay their hands on that naughty girl before you can. It's almost impertinent of them. Neve raises the palm of her hand, her eyes harden and her jaw tenses. She looks just the same as she did at the marketplace before she assaulted Blake with a flurry of burning flames. Should I take care of the skeletons for you, milady? I'll barbecue those old bones until they're turned to charcoal. I'd appreciate it, Neve, but I believe I can take care of this myself. I'm not called the Dark Witch for nothing, after all. I take a step forward, I raise my right hand and declare loudly.
Oh, fallen warriors, heed my words.
The skeletons pause. They look at me with their empty, slightless eye pockets.
Huh?
Fiona lifts her head. Her eyes are wide and wild.
It's you, the kind lady.
Kind lady, I raise an eyebrow. I believe you called me mistress.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, mistress.
You will be. You might think I'm kind now, but wait and see. I'll show you how cruel I can truly be. I draw my tongue against my lower lip. Fiona shivers.
I don't know what you mean.
You dare play dumb, even after you stole what's rightfully mine from under my very nose.
I did no such thing.
Don't act like a fool. I know these things. These skeletons don't sprout up from nowhere.
I don't know where they came from. I was just running through the forest on my way back when all of a sudden, silence!
Begone, Neve! When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. I shoot a fearsome glance at Fiona that could terrify even a dragon. As expected, she soon shuts up. They always do. Now, I turn back to the horde of undeads. As I'm sure you're already aware, my name is Viola. I am the Great Dark Witch.
The Dark Witch? No way!
I shoot another icy look at Fiona, and she silences herself, but her trembling doesn't stop. She's shaking so hard, her teeth are clicking together. I wouldn't be surprised if her bones were rattling. I see you have awakened from your slumber because of that insolent puppy took my necromancer's red ruby necklace. I'm grateful that you would rise from your graves at such short notice to serve me, the great Viola, and I understand that you will be disappointed upon your awakening to find out that your mistress, to not find your mistress, but this dirty little thief with sticky fingers. If you wish to punish her for her ignorance, I understand, but I must command you to step aside. That girl has wronged me, and as such, I am the one who will mete out her punishment. Nobody is allowed to lay so much as a phalanx. That's a hard word to pronounce in a quick heat of the moment thing. You should just say a finger. It's a bony finger, but a finger. On her. And if you do, I will make you suffer. I know magic can turn bones into dust. I will grind you down. I will feed you to my pet, Hellhound, in the Nightmare Citadel. I'll hurt you so badly you'll remember what dying feels like all over again. Do I make myself clear? The skeletons look between one another with their empty eye sockets. They hang their skulls. Their shoulder bones slump. Good. I all but purr the word. Now go back to where you came, as I, the Dark Witch Viola, command you. That seemed to do the trick. The assembled skeletons bow to me deeply in reverence as they ought, before they slip back into their graves. They lie down into the uncovered holes of dirt that they burst forth from and cover themselves in dirt. That's the amount of respect I command amongst the undead. They're so afraid of me, I can even order them to seal themselves away in the dark of the dirt and the worms once more. My powers are nothing to be sneezed at. Within 5 minutes, all traces of the skeleton army are gone. The soldiers have been put to rest once more, and I didn't need to use any magic at all. The forest becomes peaceful once more. The sound of bird song returns to the trees, and a soft, gentle breeze plays at my hair. It's another pleasant day, all things considered. The sun shining. You! Fiona, however, looks anything but at peace. She stares at me with wild, frenzy-eyed. Her pupils dilate, her hair is messy, and her face is horribly pale. You're... Yes? What is it, dear?
You're the Dark Witch Viola.
Indeed I am. I offer Fiona a small curtsy. If that little performance wasn't enough proof for you, I could always do this. With a click of my fingers, I revert the magic I was using to disguise my normal clothes. My casual attire melts away to reveal a long, dark gown decorated in feathers. Fiona's eyes practically bulge out of her head at this magic show.
I can't believe it. There's no way.
Well, you better start believing it. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance, you disgusting, swindling little bitch. Now, I think you have something that belongs to me in your pocket. Would you care to give it back? Of course, if you're feeling a little brave, you can always refuse. But then I'd have to pull your spinal column out of your body through your mouth. I love this. That is the kind of insults that I would use in this type of situation. Dude, if I had her ability, there's no way I wouldn't be a Hime Dere. That's just a fact. If I thought highly of myself, I'd be a Hime Dere. Oh. Maybe my teasing is a little too much for Fiona. The skeletons might have been frightening enough for her, the poor thing, without encountering a fearsome dark witch on top of that. So she faints.
Oh my god, she just passes out. She's like, holy shit. I just imagine.
I will grab your spinal column through your mouth and pull it out by the grit of your teeth.
Bam, unconscious. To the sex dungeon with you.
Her eyes roll back in her head and her body slumps against the dirty ground, as limp as a rag doll. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. Neve approaches Fion's fallen form. She retrieves a bench from the ground and pokes Fion's side. Fion doesn't move. I think you scared her half to death.
Oh, only half.
Damn it.
Ah! I was hoping 3/4 to about 8/9 of the way to death.
Damn it. Then she'll be fine. She had better be fine at least. I still haven't begun to punish her properly yet.
All right, we take her back to the castle, right? I mean the sex dungeon. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, dude, look at her. Look at her. You know, okay. That's a little much, but like I love the confidence, okay? I love the confidence and like the that kind of like really dominant and commandeering personality. It is fantastic. I think I think if you guys have seen The World God Only Knows, Yui, after her whole transformation and stuff due to the goddesses and whatnot, that is the character that I would like. That's like the premier waifu in terms of realistically wanting to date her for everything. This chick is fantastic. Hey, what's going on? Why are you doing this to me?
Oh, is it not obvious?
No, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
I glanced down at Fiona. After she fell unconscious, Neve carried her princess style to the bank of a small river that flows through the forest. Riverbanks are always thick with mud and silt, and this is a particular river is no exception. I thought it would have been the perfect place to start my little re-education program. I woke Fiona none too kindly with a splash of cold water to the face. Then, when she's still spluttering and confused, I ordered her to sit in the dirt on her hands and knees. She still tried to protest a little at first, but when I reminded her of who I was, she soon fell silent. Her face pale, obviously afraid of further rebukes, Fiona obediently sunk down into the ground in the mud. That's when I decided to enact stage 2 of my plan. I call it the human chair. I am pressing the full weight of my own behind down on Neve's back. Her spine dips inward to accommodate for the weight, which in turn pushes her palms and knees more firmly against the mud. Fiona whimpers.
This is hot. This is weird.
Oh? I press down a little more firmly against her back. The mud between Fiona's fingers squelches in a satisfying way. If this little thief girl was dirty before, well, she's positively filthy now. Just thinking about it makes me contented. It's a strange kind of happiness. I feel like I'm a cup that's been completely filled to the brim with sweet, sparkling wine. Are you not enjoying this?
Of course I ain't enjoying it. Who would?
I think you should consider it a privilege, having the great dark witch Viola use you as a chair. Aren't you glad you could be useful to me?
Who'd be glad about something like this?
Fiona squirms beneath me. Her face is red and her eyes are narrowed from concentration. It looks like she's using all of her energy not to collapse beneath my weight.
You're heavy.
Now look here. Neve takes a step forward. Her eyes narrow. Sparks begin to crackle from her fingertips. How dare you insult my lady's weight after everything she's done for you? You should count yourself lucky she hasn't turned you into a pile of cinders. You're getting off remarkably easy, despite the gravity of your crimes. So don't you dare make fun of my lady. She's worth 10 of you.
She's heavier than 10 of me, too.
Why you, Neve? I hope up one hand. I hope up one hand, singling her. I hold up one hand, singling her for to stop. I appreciate Neve's fierce loyalty, but I don't want her to burn this little thief girl like she did with Blake at the market. Please, let me handle this. But she's insulting you! But she's insulting you. I like a girl with a little bit of fire in her. It makes things more entertaining. I press my weight down a little bit more firmly against Fiona's back, and she gasps in pain. The palms of Fiona's hands and the tips of her fingers are driven deeper and deeper into the dirt that like tent pegs. Fiona's whole body is splashed with mud now. It sticks to her chest, her arms, and her stomach. If only it was chocolate, I might be able to lick it off with the point of my tongue. But that's just idle fancy. Pinning a cute girl like this down beneath me and slowly drawing my tongue over her exposed body sounds like a fun bonding experience. Or exercise. Bonding. Like the bonding you did when you were satisfied earlier and shaking from your climax, as you said. Well, maybe it would be a bit more fun if it was a bondage exercise. Aren't you starting to feel good, Fiona? Yo, my guy. Do you feel honored to use me as my own personal chair? Or for me to use you as my own personal chair?
Cruel women like you should be baked alive in the underworld.
How dare you! Neve. I hold up my hand once more. Neve's a lot more fiery than she looks, particularly when I'm the subject of conversation. I'll need to keep a close eye on that. I like your attitude, little thief girl. It's too bad you won't be able to argue against me when your pretty mouth of yours for much longer.
What do you mean?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to break you down. I'm going to grind you into the dirt until you realize how lowly and pathetic you are compared to me. Right now, you're nothing more than a piece of furniture. Do you understand?
You're such a bitch.
That's right, and you're a chair.
I hate you.
After I saved your life, I raised an eyebrow. You'd have been torn to pieces if it weren't for me.
Well, maybe you have a point.
Then why don't you try and show some humility,
But it's embarrassing.
Her flushed face, flecked with dirt, really is charming. I wonder if I can make her blush even more. Oh, are you embarrassed now? Why don't we see how much more I can embarrass you, my cute little thief girl? I'm going to grind her down. I'm going to make her mine no matter what. No method is too dirty. No trick is too underhanded. In the end, I always get what I want.
I kind of like that. It's good. It's good, dude. It's so good.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, if you try and use logic like that and then a little bit of torture, I mean, really, you can kind of brainwash people. I mean, that's how people did it. That's how people betrayed people and went insane, is stuff like that. Where exactly are we going? It's a fair question, I suppose. After using Fiona as my own personal chair, I asked Neve to wash the dirt and mud from her with a bit of magic. Then I asked, more like forced, Fiona to walk through the forest with me, flanked by Neve. Furthermore, I once more shrouded the witch's robe in my concealment spell. I don't want to run the risk of running into anybody and giving them a scare. Fiona's eyes keep darting around here and there like a cornered rabbit's. But I make it quite plain to her that if she were to run away, she will be swiftly punished with one of Neve's fire spells. Though unruly and disobedient, I think my thief girl has learnt what will happen if she tries to run. She might be obeying me in body, but her eyes still seek to defy my orders. I'll change that soon. We'll just need to go deeper into the forest. You'll find out soon enough, my cute little puppy.
Don't call me a puppy. It's not like I'm your dog.
It seems like she has some bite in her, milady. I can tell, but don't worry, Neve. I'll soon train all the disobedience out of her.
You know, I can still hear you. Don't talk to me like I'm not here.
Oh? Neve's eye narrows her eyes. Are you trying to tell my mistress what she can and cannot do? Neve's eyes crackles with her invisible energy. Her eyes glow ominously. My mistress is the feared Dark Witch, and everybody in Ashaf knows her name, and everybody fears her. If you answer back once more, I will punish you. I'll punish you so long and so hard there won't be any speck of you left. Fiona takes a few steps away from Neve, clings to my arm.
And I thought being the Dark Witch was bad enough. I think your maid is even scarier than you are.
Neve is just overprotective. Don't mind her too much.
How could I not mind her when she's glaring at me like that? She's creepy.
What did you say? Don't worry about her too much. She won't punish you, not unless I give her the signal, which I won't. I'm going to give you a different punishment instead.
Oh, well, ain't that swell? That makes me feel so much better.
It should. This punishment might be more stimulating than you're imagining. I pause. The three of us had reached a small clearing in the heart of the forest. There, in the center of the clearing, is a large, very tall tree with a lot of hanging vines and old withered branches. We finally arrived. Fiona stares at the tree that towers before us. Her eyes widen, her mask falls slack.
Oh no!
She looks back at me.
Why did you bring me here?
Why not? It's all part of your re-education program.
But this tree, everyone knows about this tree. If you come too close to it, it'll come to life. It catches people in the vines and then...
Yes. What does it do then? Fiona's face turns bright red.
Horrible things, unspeakable things. It's basically a fucking hentai tree.
That's basically what it is.
I heard stories. I'm sure you have too.
This tree, funnily enough, one of the most formidable enemies in Asaf Online. This tree, known as the sentient sycamore, is a far higher level than other monsters in this forest. Its abilities allow it to pick up characters and immobilize them. Caught in the tree's vines and branches, all a player's skills become locked, and unless they have team members to free them, all they can do is squirm as the tree depletes their health. For some reason, this enemy always did more damage to the female characters than the male ones. Sometimes it even destroyed female characters' armor. Everyone thought it was some kind of perverse joke set up by the game developers. Perverse or not, I don't really care. If this tree can make Fiona mind her manners, I'll consider it an asset.
Let's go.
Go, but we only got here.
I don't like the vibe of this place. It's scary.
You're not supposed to like it. It is meant to be a punishment after all.
I think I'd rather go back to the river if it's all same to you, miss. You can sit on me as much as you want. Just don't make me go near that tree. I don't want anything to do with it.
This poor little girl looks so anxious. She's noticeably trembling. Maybe the mere threat of being harassed by the sentient tree is enough to put her in her place. Do I need to go through with this? I could always take pity on her just once.
You're funny. There's no way. No remorse.
Of course, I have to go through with this. I'm the great Dark Witch Viola. I can't let myself be overcome by a moment of pity. As I said I was going to punish this girl, and I will. It might be a dirty way to get the job done, but so long as it gets the job done, who am I to complain? Oh, stop your whining. I'm an honest woman, and I don't go back on my word.
But that tree, if you get me up there, the tree, it'll kill me.
Don't be silly, it won't kill you. It'll just play with you a little. If it goes too far, I'll attack it and make it let go of you, of course, I promise.
You're promising me? But you're the Dark Witch. I don't know if their promises are worth all that much.
I might be the Dark Witch, but like I said, I'm honest. Now, forward you go.
But wait,
I push Fiona towards the tree. She stumbles.
Gah!
She hits the ground with a dull thud. She holds one hand to her behind and rubs it.
Oh, this is gonna be intense. Okay.
She's still gonna have clothes on though, right? I hope so.
Ow, that hurts.
And then she pauses. Ah! She blinks. Oh no! Her sudden panicked scream has awoken the sentient tree. It bears down upon her. It unfurls its vines, and then, Gah! It scoops Fiona up in the air and tightens its hold around her waist.
Oh, we don't see anything. Okay.
After I took the time and effort to re-educate my precious little thief girl, I took her back with me to the Nightmare Citadel. I wouldn't call it kidnapping per se, I just didn't have a choice. I couldn't let Fiona go once she uncovered my true identity. She might blow my cover the next time I went out in my disguise, which would not be to my advantage. I did at first worry about the poor starving family whom she claimed she had to support. But after Neve investigated the girl's claims, humanly of course, if you want to search the definition of the word humane, we discovered that her story about her family was just that, a story. The thief girl has no mother, and she doesn't have 4 hungry siblings waiting for her back at home. She made everything up to con kindly passing strangers out of their coins. What a bitch! Now you're gonna get punished. Well, you've been taken back to the sex dungeon, so you kind of get what you deserve, I think. She does have a sister, as it transpires, but she lives in an entirely different town. The two haven't seen one another in a while. The poor little thief girl has no friends, no connections, no family. As such, there was no problems taking her back to my home, unless you consider ethical concerns, but I don't bother worrying about that. It's just ethics. Who cares about ethics? Now, after having a bath to wash off all the dirt and shame, the thief girl is lying in bed. In my bed, I might add. Her eyes are closed and she's sleeping. Her hair fans out about her head, across the pillow. She looks peaceful like this. Vulnerable. She's cute enough to make me forget all the pain she's put me through. I really am weak against adorable girls. Fair. I'm not a dominant one, but fair. I can hear you. Are you all right, milady? What do you mean? I'm referring to bringing this girl to your citadel. I don't particularly want to babysit this obnoxious brat, and I doubt you do either. Well, I don't mind the sitting part. I'd be more than happy to do that, if it would further her re-education. I giggle under my breath. Neve still looks unconvinced. She frowns, her arms crossed beneath her chest. I don't know. I know that you're playing with new toys, milady, and I can't fault you for it, but this would probably be a lot simpler if you just killed her. Oh, Neve, I'm shocked at you. Milady, I'm not a brute or a psychopath. I don't commit murder, especially not for fun, or on a whim. I only unleash my magic on those who threaten me, and even then I try to settle things diplomatically at first. You should know that. Yes, I know. Neve hangs her head, suddenly cowed. Her cheeks flush. I'm sorry, milady, for insinuating. I just don't know what we're supposed to do with this pest. Who knows where she's been? She's probably riddled with fleas. Then it's a good thing we gave her a bath, isn't it? And I don't like her sharing your bed either. It's just isn't right. You're the owner of this citadel. Your boudoir is a sacred chamber. None, save yourself and your most trusted servant, should be allowed to enter this room. Oh? I raise an eyebrow and stop myself from smirking. Are you jealous? I am not jealous. Neve presses her fingertips together and looks down at the floor. Though she doesn't admit it, she's jealous. She's totes jealous. How cute. I'm so lucky to have a maid who's so devoted to me. I just don't think it's... I don't think it's proper, that's all. You don't much care about propriety when you attacked the poor half-breed at the marketplace. He deserved it. He insulted you, and this thief girl deserves much, much worse than so-called punishment you gave her. She stole from you. I can't forgive her. I won't forgive her. You don't need to forgive her, Neve. This little thief is my guest, not yours. I suppose you're right. You can make your own decisions, of course you can, milady. In the end, I'm nothing more than a maid. Now don't look so downhearted. I take a step closer, tilt her head up with my thumb, and press a quick, fleeting kiss against her lips. Yes! You're much, much more than a maid to me. You should know that already. Milady, Neve's legs tremble. Despite her immense magical power, she looks like she might collapse at any moment. That bitch wet as fuck. I brought this little thief girl back here as a little experiment, you might say. Experiment? I want to see how well she integrates to living with me. Though she claims to hate me, living in the Nightmare Citadel must be far superior to living on the streets, begging for scraps of food and coins from passing strangers. I'll see to it that she has everything she could ever need. I'll keep her warm, keep her safe. Then what, my lady? Who knows, maybe within time she'll become as devoted to me as you are. I doubt that, my lady. No one can be devoted to you as I am. Probably not, but she could be a useful ally in the future. But You're the great dark witch. We don't need allies. I don't need them, it's true, but even I get lonely from time to time. Milady, Neve looks in my eyes, her own are wide, frigid, and very long lashes. Aren't I enough for you? You're enough, Neve. And you keep my company like no one else. But this morning, I was hit by an epiphany. I want to try and make the most out of my life. A new life here in Ashaf. I want to see as many new sights as I can and meet a lot of interesting people. And most of all, I want my own harem of cute, nubile young girls. A harem? Neve's lower lip trembles. Am I not cute enough for you? When Neve looks at me winsomely like this, her eyes large and imploring, she certainly does look cute. What can I tell her? I mean... Of course you're cute enough for me, Neve. You're the cutest girl I know. Aw, you... Neve blinks at me, her eyes large, as though she barely believes the words she's hearing. Do you mean that? That's right. I caress Neve's cheek with my fingertips. The moment my skin touches hers, Neve sighs softly and almost melts on the stop. She nuzzles her cheek against my palm, her dark hair brushing against my skin. The sensation tickles a little, but I don't mind it. How could I mind anything Neve does? She's too adorable. All of a sudden, Neve's eyes snap open. She moves away from me nimbly, her hands collapse together at her front. I apologize if I stepped out of line, milady. It's all right. I don't mind. Thank you. But if you really think I'm cute, then why did you take another girl in? I thought it would be interesting, and I did feel sorry for her. She doesn't have a family and nowhere else to go. I couldn't let her roam the streets again. Not when I have the ability to help her. So, she was a charity case? I suppose so. It doesn't hurt that she has a pretty face either, but saying that might upset Neve again. Oh, milady. Neve's eyes soften. If that's the case, you should have said so from the start. Alright. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I want the harem ending. Hopefully I can get the harem ending. We'll see. You're so lovely, Neve, but when I think about the other equally lovely girls I could have at my beck and call, I can't help but get excited. No one will stop the fearsome dark witch Viola. Picking up that little thief girl, who is even now is still snuffling in her sleep and turning over my bed, is only the beginning. I'll pick up more girls than her, much, much more. I'll build my own harem. I'll finally fulfill all the wild, impossible dreams I nursed back in the human world. Then I'll be able to be happy. I'm going to grab a life I've always desired with my own two hands. If anybody else can make that happen, I can. I won't let anyone or anything get in my way. Insatiable appetite. Achievement unlocked. A few days pass, and Fiona seems to be accustomed to her new life. Oh, why is there so much cutlery? Though she was a little perturbed at first to be living in such a large castle, I think she's made the transition between her old and new lives fairly well. I thought this was supposed to be poisonous. Fiona sits at a long dinner table in the middle of the dining hall, staring at her dinner curiously. Ain't this a lot of food? It seems like such a waste. Well, maybe she hasn't completely acclimated to her new surroundings, but she is doing her best. Fiona picks up a leg of mouton with her fingers. She brings it to her lips, ready to take a bite when... Excuse me, Miss Fiona. Neve appears at Fiona's side, her eyes narrowed and lips pursed. You're not suited to eat with your hands. Eh? How am I supposed to eat the food? How am I supposed to put the food in my mouth? That's what the forks are for. Do you know what a fork is, do you? Of course I know what a fork is. I might not be the smartest girl in the world, but I ain't no idiot. Then you should know, I hope, that forks typically are used to eat one's food, not one's fingers. Yeah, I got that, but there's so many of them. Fiona looks at the array of forks around her plate dubiously. I don't even know which one to pick. So, you thought it would be better to pick up your food with your bare fingers like an animal. Say that again. Gladly. I asked you if you think it would be better to... Neve, please. I hold up my hand. Of course, being the lady of the castle, I sit at the very head of the table. My chair is the fanciest one of all, and it's lined with red, lush cushions, and my legs and arms are made of the most expensive mahogany. expensive mahogany. And you too, Fiona. Don't eat like a commoner in my presence.
I've got news for you, Lady Viola.
Fiona says my name with no small amount of contempt. She really is a feisty girl.
I was living on the street up until a few days ago. You was the one who decided to take me in, and if you don't like me, you can always throw me back out on the streets. I don't care.
Now, why would I do a foolish thing like that?
What?
I believe I've explained to you this already, Fiona, multiple times. In fact, I enjoy having you around. You're very cute, and it would be a shame to let you wander the streets, dirty and tired and hungry. A girl's true charms can only be discovered when she's had a decent night's sleep, and there's a little bit of food in her.
So that's why you're taking care of me, because you think I'm pretty?
I wouldn't go through all the effort if I thought you were hideously unattractive.
You're so shallow.
That is pretty shallow, but I simply have a healthy appreciation for attractive girls. I feel like everybody does. At least who is attracted to girls in some way. You should count yourself lucky, Miss Fiona. If my lady has not taken such an inexplicable shine to you, you would not be sitting at the table right now.
I don't want to sit at a table. This food is too rich and there's too many forks. All this talk about manners is making my head hurt.
You would rather live on the streets than sleep in the dirt?
At least I wouldn't have to know the difference between a salad and a fish fork then.
Oh my, you look so grumpy. Is my hospitality that unpleasant? I thought this food would be to your liking, but if you are unhappy with the meal my servants have prepared, I could always give you a simple dinner of bread and gruel instead.
I never said the food itself was bad, you know.
That's what I thought. I smile smugly. Fiona might dislike all the rules and etiquette that comes along with meals like this, but she doesn't dislike the food itself. She's a small, skinny thing. It's probably because she's been living hand to mouth for so many years, staying alive by scrounging whatever scraps she can. Though she won't admit to it, she's adorably stubborn. The meals I've been giving her must be some of the best she's tasted in her life. She was as thin as a rail when I first found her, scrabbling in the dirt for her mother's supposedly precious ring. Now she's put on a bit of weight, and her cheeks have a nice healthy glow to them. Her hair looks softer too. I shampoo it myself every night and comb out all the knots. She's becoming a precious little gem, and I don't want to let her go. I need to polish her a bit more, so I can make her really sparkle. Now, if eating with me is truly such a chore, perhaps I should help educate you.
What do you mean?
Fiona gives me an uneasy look. Her eyes are narrowed.
No offense, Lady Viola.
She says my name with an undisguised vitriol, or vitriol. I know what the word is. It's like when you sound like really haughty and undisguised vitriol, that kind of thing, in a manner that suggests there's quite a bit of offense meant indeed.
But if what you did to me the other day is any indication, I don't think you'd make a great teacher.
How cruel. I'm doing this to help you, you know.
I'm not so sure. I bet you're doing this for your own amusement. That's the only reason you ever do anything, isn't it?
Well, you got me there.
You really are awful.
I know, but you certainly seem to be benefiting from it.
Benefiting? Fiona raises an eyebrow. Don't make me laugh. I ain't benefiting from this.
But my maid has prepared you a delicious feast, and you can sleep in a comfy bed instead of a street corner. How is it not an improvement over your old life?
Sure, it might look like an improvement, but at what cost? My freedom. If you keep me here as a prisoner, so you can do all kinds of horrible things to me, I just know it.
Now, why would I do anything horrible to you?
Why wouldn't you? You're the evil dark witch, Fiona snorts. I don't mean to be rude or anything, milady, but you don't have a great track record of being nice so far.
I did save you from the skeletons, remember?
Oh yeah, you did, so you can watch me scream and squirm and beg afterwards. You didn't save me because you were worried about me. You did it because you wanted to punish me yourself. You said as much. Well, after you threw me to that tree and let it have its way with me, I think I'd rather be torn apart by those skeletons. At least they wouldn't have reveled and humiliated me as much as you have.
Fiona's cheeks are burning red with rage. She curls up her hands in a fist and bangs the top of the table, making the plates of food rattle.
I ain't gonna sit here for a moment longer and pretend to play nice with you. I'm sick of you, and I'm sick of this fine food, and I wouldn't stay here a second longer if you let me leave, but you wouldn't. I ain't a guest here, I'm a prisoner, and I ain't ever gonna be your friend. I'm never gonna forgive you for what you did to me. I really can't stand you. Fiona gives me a reproachable look and gets to her feet. She marches out of the dining hall despite Neve's protests, her eyes narrowed. Neve watches her retreating back with a frown. I knew we should have let that girl. We should never have let that girl stay here. I can't believe she's throwing your hospitality back at your face like that. It's alright, Neve. It's to be expected. Maybe I did take things a little bit too far back then. I found my arms folded. I leaned back in my seat. Pushing Fiona down in the mud would have been one thing, but letting the tree have its way with her was another altogether. Any girl would find being abused in such a way humiliating, particularly in front of other people. I can't blame Fiona if she hates me. I got so caught up in thinking about my new life in Aself, free of rules and restrictions imposed upon me in the human world, that I overstepped my boundaries and went much too far. Perhaps I should have apologized to Fiona. As the great dark witch, I should be above apologizing to others. I'm sure that's what Neve is going to say, but I can't suppress a twinge of guilt in the pit of my stomach. Alright, I've made up my mind. I push my food to one side and get to my feet. I'm going to talk to Fiona about what happened earlier. I'm going to tell her that I'm sorry. But my lady... Neve stares at me, her eyes wide. You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I knew she would say that. I called it. You shouldn't demean yourself to apologizing to a commoner. She stole from you first. She deserved everything she got. Maybe not. But I didn't have to be that cruel. I don't want her to hate me. It's such a waste given how cute she is. I think I need to set this right. Okay. Fiona, I thought you might be in here. That was a really loud door opening. As expected, Fiona is laying face down on the clean white sheets, her arms wrapped around a pillow. She looks so small and frail like this. Another painful stab of guilt pierces my stomach. Did I really go too far, huh? Fiona's bedroom looks almost identical to mine. I'm the one who furnished this castle, so all the rooms were designed with my personal preferences in mind. I'm fond of the large, towering pieces of furniture and beds big enough to lose oneself in, but this is probably too fancy for Fiona's tastes. She looks like she's been swallowed in my bed sheets. This whole time, she's been I've forced my preferences onto Fiona without taking a moment to consider how she might feel. I should be more considerate. Fiona must be thinking that too, because she sits up on my bed and glares at me. I didn't say come in. I know you didn't, but I wanted to talk to you. Well, I don't want to talk to you. Like I said, I don't want to see your face. Oh my. I cut my cheek with my hand and sigh. Is this arrangement of my facial features really that displeasing to you? I was under the impression my looks were at least above average, but perhaps not. Your face has nothing to do with it. You could be the prettiest woman in the whole kingdom and you still have a rotten heart. Do you think I'm the prettiest woman in the whole kingdom? You are! Fiona squeezes the pillow a little closer to her chest, her cheeks turn pink. That ain't got nothing to do with it, damn it! Just listen to what I'm trying to say. So basically, yes. Okay, there's hope. There's hope that we can fix this. I'm listening now, I promise. Well, I know how much your promises are worth. Every single time she said she promised to do something, she did it. I promise I'm gonna do this, and it always happened. How cruel. I might do wicked things, but I never break my promises. Aren't you the one who fed me a tissue of lies back in the forest? I only did it to survive. I wouldn't swindle people if I didn't have to. You bully young girls because you can. It's totally different. You're despicable. And not adorable. You are pretty, damn it. You're way prettier than I imagined, but that only makes it worse. It'd be easier to hate you if you were an ugly old witch like the stories say, but you look like an ordinary woman. Oh dear, I shy and shake my head. What else did the stories say? People think you eat babies and grind their bones down to make potions, amongst other things. How barbaric. I would never do anything that gruesome. So you wouldn't hurt a baby, would you? Well, at least that's something. Of course not. They don't have nearly enough meat on them to make delicious dishes, and grinding their bones into powder sounds like far too much effort. Ugh. Fiona pulls a face. I take back everything I just said. There's no saving a depraved woman like you. Maybe not.
but I'm not the ogre you think I am. I did a bit of thinking, and I glanced down at the polished wooden floorboards, suddenly cowed and frowned. I really am sorry for what I did to you.
Huh? Come again?
I said I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pushed you into that tree. It was wrong of me.
That's easy to say that, but it doesn't change the past. I can't trust you just because you apologize.
I know that. And that's why I'm willing to show you how sorry I am through my actions. Is there anything you'd like me to do for you, Fiona? No favor is too small.
You can always let me go.
And live on the streets again? I couldn't bear that. That sounds more inflicting a cruelty upon you than a kindness. Can't you think a little bigger? I am the most powerful dark witch, you know. There's almost nothing in the world that I can't make possible with my magic.
Really?
Fiona sits up a little straighter than this, her attention peaked.
There are no limits.
Well, there are one or two. Maybe I shouldn't have spoken so carelessly. I can't bring people back from the dead. That isn't possible.
Huh?
Fiona noticeably deflates, her shoulders slump.
But you have that necromancer necklace or whatever.
I do. But that necklace can't reverse the state of death. I make skeletons rise to the earth and animate corpses, but they're not truly alive. Like you saw for yourself, those skeletons weren't real flesh and blood humans. They were leeches, animated only with their desire to kill. If somebody you love had died, it would be kinder to let them rest. If you revived them, they wouldn't be the same as you remembered them. In fact, they would probably be a danger to you.
I see.
Fiona sighs and draws her knees beneath her chin. Well, so much for that. Some all-powerful dark witch you are. I'm warning you for your own sake, Fiona.
Yeah.
Another sigh.
Well, there's one thing that you can help me with, I guess. If you're really willing to apologize to me, that is.
What is that?
To explain, I guess I'd have to tell you a little about my past.
So you're gonna give me a history lesson?
It's nothing that grandiose. It's a sad story about an ill-fated family who suffered because of the community they're living in. You see, I was born in the city of Monte Air. It's a very pretty city with lots of beautiful white buildings everywhere. It's kind of famous, I'll say.
Monte Air has one of the biggest in Oshoff. There are a lot of markets here, much better than the one in Hawthorne. If my memory serves me correctly, I purchased most of my furniture that decorates my home from Monte Air.
My mother died a little while I was... died a little... Wait. Your mother died a little when she was giving birth to you? Like, so is she like undead? Is she like a vampire now, or what?
My mother died a little when she gave birth to me. While after she...
Wait, what? This sentence makes no sense.
Proofread, people. Proofread. I never really knew her, so I must have missed her.
As for my dad, however, I really did love him. He was the most wonderful father a girl could have asked for. He used to play with me all the time, and he always bought me new clothes and toys whenever he could. He spent all his money keeping me and my big sister Holly happy. We were all happy back in those days, too. My father owned a small grocery store, and he brought back fruits and vegetables from the local farmers markets for cheap prices and sold them at high rates. He worked for long hours and never complained. My father was a kind, patient man, and he never complained about anything, even when I was being a pest. We had a nice house, and my sister and I had pretty clothes to wear with matching ribbons in our hair. We had everything we could have wanted. I was never sad or lonely. Until one day, the city guards knocked down our door of our shop, and we were all closing on the evening and demanded to speak to my father.
I want to know I want to rest...
Hey! Thank you.
I want to rest a confirming hand on her shoulder and to offer her a few reassuring words, but I know I can't. I don't have that right. I made Fiona suffer a lot over the last few days, and I know she doesn't trust me. I don't think I would trust me either. Instead, all I can do is ask her as gently as possible. What happened?
The guards said they'd heard suspicious reports about my father's behavior. They believed his business was thieving because of unlawful business practices.
Like what?
They thought my dad was buying vegetables from dark witches, which had been grown with illegal magics.
Why would they think that?
Because people started complaining about my family. They filed reports with the city guards saying our food had made them sick. they accused my dad of being a Dark Witch sympathizer, and they said he was trying to poison everyone.
Was there any truth to those rumors?
Of course not. My dad did some business with riches, but that's only because he felt sorry for him. Nobody else was buying their stuff, you see. My dad just wanted to help people. He only ever wanted to help people. And the city folk used that as an excuse to attack us. They were jealous of us, and because of our nice house and our nice clothes, and they decided to bring us down. The city guards came to our house late that night and took father away. They held him in prison, tortured him, trying to get a confession for a crime he never committed until he died. Fiona sniffs. Her shoulders shake. Dad was already weak before they imprisoned him. He still hadn't got over our mother, and he was never the healthiest of people. And after that, my sister and me were on our own. We couldn't pay for our nice house, so we were thrown out on the streets, and nobody wanted to help us. They all said we deserved it. I was only 10 years old at the time. My sister was 16.
What happened to her? How'd you get separated?
I decided to leave her by myself. My sister had to take on odd jobs to afford food for the two of us, but there weren't enough money. She worked long and hard, but she didn't eat enough, and she always saved the best bits of food for me. She got so thin and pale I couldn't help but worry about her. I worried about making her sick.
So you ran away.
That's right. I left Monte Air and I didn't tell my sister. I ran away to start my own life when I was 12, but I never really expected to live that long. I wanted to help out my sister. I didn't want to be a burden on her.
But you're still alive.
I'm tougher than I thought. I learned how to be light with my fingers, and I stole what I needed to survive. I got strong, I forgot about my past, and I focused on the present. I was so busy worrying about me and how to get food that I stopped thinking about my sister. I haven't had the luxury to care about anyone other than myself for years. But now,
Fiona's brow furrows.
Now that I met you, Miss Dark Witch, I can't say that I trust you. In fact, it's the exact opposite. You might not eat babies like the stories say, but I don't think you're a good woman. If you were, you never would have pushed me into the tree like that. Apologies don't matter. That can't change what you've already done, but
Fiona's eyes bore into mine. I don't think I've ever seen her look so serious before.
You're supposed to have a lot of magic power, right?
That's correct.
Maybe you can help me. I've never had the chance to look for my sister before, and even if I did, I doubt I'd get very far on my own, but if I had you with me, we might stand a chance at discovering her. I'd be able to see Holly again, and I'd be able to apologize for leaving her all those years ago without saying goodbye. I really do miss her. I miss her more than anything, and I'd do anything to see her again. If you could help me find her, I might even forgive you. Maybe.
And what are my odds?
About 50-50.
I can't say I like those odds very much, but I clenched my hand into a fist at my front. As the Dark Witch Viola, I'm not to be underestimated. If anybody can help find your sister, I can.
You mean?
Fiona stares at me, her lips pursed in a small ring.
You'd really look for her with me?
Why not? For your forgiveness, I'm willing to do anything.
But why do you care so much? I figured you wanted me to stick around so you could play with me. I thought you didn't care about my feelings.
You thought wrong. Sometimes I can get a bit carried away, and I do things I regret later.
That's putting it lightly.
But I don't really want you to despise me. Seeing you look at me with with eyes full of hatred is far too depressing. You have such a pretty face. If you scowl that much, you'll get wrinkles.
What a shallow reason for wanting to help somebody.
But I do want to help you. Reasons be damned, isn't that enough?
I don't know. Do you really think we can find Holly? If she's anywhere, she'll probably be in Monte Air. But she could have moved for all I know. If she ain't there anymore, she could be anywhere.
Oh, ye of little faith, don't look so gloomy. I smiled cheerfully. It doesn't matter if she's in Monte Air or not. She won't be able to escape from me, no matter where she is. I'll find where she's hiding and drag her out by her hair. Then, you can finally reunite with her after all these years, and your sisterly story will have a happy ending. I guarantee it as the Dark Witch.
Yo, wait, can we add the sister to the harem? Potentially? Maybe?
No. I shake my head. Right now, I'm not the Dark Witch.
Then who are you?
Why isn't that obvious?
Monkey's uncle?
That's what I feel like right now, but no. Right now, I'm your fairy godmother. We're going to Monte Air tomorrow, you, Neve, and me, and we'll hunt your sister down, I promise. And as you should know, I don't break my promises. If I'll do anything, if it will make Fiona forgive me. It might not be much, but I hope this little gesture is enough to show her that I really do care. Me too, because I really want the harem ending. So this is Monte Air. It's been a long time since I came back here. Feels kind of nostalgic. Fiona holds one hand to her chest. Perhaps her heart hurts as she looks around. I look around with her, just as curious, but less emotionally invested. Monte Air looks just like it did in my days of playing Asap Online. Monte Air is a charming city with a distinctly European vibe, much like most of the towns and the cities in Asap. I guess classic Japanese architecture doesn't give you that fantasy feeling. The buildings are all white, so bright and pure that it almost hurts to look at. The ground is made of uneven cobblestones, mixed with broken bits of pale pink and white shells. I can hear the sound of the waves in the distance. Monte Air is built by the sea, and there are a large number of tedious fishing quests available around the docks. I have never enjoyed fishing quests. Fortunately, that isn't the reason why my party and I came here today. So much time has passed since I last saw this place, but standing here feels like no time passed at all. It's weird. I rest my hand on Fiona's shoulder. It's alright. You can take your time to remember. Fiona shrugs my hand away from her shoulder. It's not like I owe you any thanks or anything, you know. You might have brought me to Monte Air, but we still need to find our sister, and I won't forgive you until I see Holly again. I know. I was just trying to console you. I don't want to be consoled by you. You're the least consoling person on the planet. How impertinent! Neve glares at Fiona, and she's prone to doing. Those two really don't see eye to eye, do they? And that's not just because Neve's a few inches taller than the twitchy little thief. Milady took you here out of the goodness of her heart, though she didn't have to. You could be a little bit appreciative. And what do I have to appreciate anyway? There's no guarantee Holly's here. If she isn't here, you have no one to blame but yourself. What do you mean by that? Oh, forgive me, I should have phrased it so that even in a simple manner, so that a dullard like you can understand. Neve coughs politely and clears her throat. What I meant to say is if you love your sister as much as you claim to do, you shouldn't have left it so late to try and find her once more. You might have moved on by now. In fact, I'm more than certain she hasn't. Why would she continue to wait all these years for the return of a wayward sister who has not bothered to contact her in almost a decade? Fiona's face turns red. It's not like I couldn't be bothered to contact her, I just didn't have the means. Anyway, I was too busy trying to save your own skin. I ran away because I wanted to help my sister. You're making me sound like the villain. You're the darkling here, not me. Oh. Racism! So you're insisting my race is a means to cover up your own embarrassment? Do what you will, but I find that to be a rather poor taste. You started it! You too. I sigh and press a hand on my forehead. I might be the Dark Witch Viola, feared and respected across all of Ozhaf, but I can't get these two girls to get along for more than 5 minutes. Traveling with these two is going to be a huge pain, I can already tell. Maybe I should threaten them when we get back. I could do this, and that, and maybe even that. That would show them not to misbehave again so flagrantly. Oh my god, it's Urza! Excuse me, you there! Oh? Fiona jumps, she wheels about. It's guard. The guard is garbed in an attire of a knight, and she is a sheathed sword dangling on her thigh. She has loose, flowing hair. Wouldn't that get in the way if she tried to fight? And sharp, narrow eyes lined with long lashes. For some reason, her stern face awakens certain memories inside of me. Why does she look so familiar? She isn't an NPC in Ozhaf, is she? Or some cookie-cutter city guard? Identical NPCs stand all around the gates of Monte Air and Ozhaf Online, not for any real purpose, but because they make the game look more lively. A few of them give you fetch quests, I think. But I don't think this girl is an NPC. Her outfit is too detailed for that. If she was an NPC in a past life, now that I'm inside real Ozhaf, she'll be her very own person, a human with real thoughts and feelings, hopes and dreams. Is this your first time in Monte Air? No. I've been here before when I was little.
but I haven't been back in a while.
Fiona's accent, I know, seems to get thicker the more flustered she is. It's kind of charming. The guard pauses her lips together. She doesn't look impressed. Maybe she's something of a snob, or a snoob. Well, what about your traveling companions? I've actually been here before too, many times in fact. Though not quite like this. And I have as well. Good, so you know the rules here. Please don't make a disturbance during your stay in Monte Air. If you do, you'll be forcibly removed from our good city. Forcibly removed, huh? Who does this little chit think she is? Maybe I should try to knock some wind out of her sails. I would never dream of making a disturbance, my good lady knight. I take a step forwards and curl a strand of the knight's long, loose hair with my index finger. You have such a charming face. It would pain me greatly to reduce it to tears. Please, take this more seriously. The guard draws away from me jerkily. Though she's trying to sound cool and unaffected, her cheeks are starting to turn pink. I guess she isn't accustomed to close contact. This woman might be fun to play with, despite that sword of hers on her hip. She has soft, silky hair. Her face, despite those perpetually narrowed eyes, is rather pretty. Maybe I can recruit her for my ever-expanding harem, though, judging by her serious expression, I doubt that'll ever happen. Moreover, you are not citizens of Monte Air. You will not be allowed to remain in the city until after sundown. Wait, until after sundown? So wait, we have to leave and then come back after sundown? What sense does that make? There's a curfew. That's correct. I don't remember Monte Air having a curfew or anything before. A law has been passed recently, though it comes from the highest authority. It was determined by the High Lord himself. Might I ask the reason why? There's been a string of thefts and burglaries throughout the Sift of Monte Air recently. Shops are being broken into, precious family jewelry is being lifted from drawers, even jars of honey and bread are being taken from pantries. This curfew is to protect the good people of Monte Air from thieves. If you linger too long in our city, you'll be treated like criminals and you will have to pay the price. Please keep that in mind.
You can't treat us like criminals before we've even done anything wrong.
Oh? The guard's eyes flash. Does that mean you might be planning on doing something in the future?
No, that's not what I meant. Don't twist my words. Ain't the rule innocent until proven guilty?
We're not in the United States. What do you think this is? That is a common maxim, yes. But it does not apply in this situation. In Monte Air, any outsider will be treated with suspicion. That's how things are.
But...
Don't argue, Fiona. Fiona's the last person to complain about laws considering her profession, but I suppose I understand her indignation. Being regarded as potential suspects of an uncommitted crime the moment we enter the city leaves a bad taste in my mouth, too. If only I could grind this upstart little knight beneath my heel and watch her face contort in pain as she begs for forgiveness. But she's just doing her job. I shouldn't hate her for that. I hope you understand. But if you don't, you always are free to leave.
No, we can't leave. We came here for a reason. We can't turn back now.
Oh, very good. Now then, all visitors in the city must sign in the guest book and let us ask a few questions.
What do you want to know so much?
For our protection, of course. Everything we do in Monte Air, we do it for our good citizens.
All right, fine.
Fiona sighs. She kicks a loose pebble on the ground with the tip of her shoe. I guess I got no choice.
I'll let you ask the questions, all you questions you want, but I ain't doing it for you. I'm doing this for Holly.
Fiona casts her eyes around the streets of Monte Air and she sighs.
Holly, I hope you really are here. It's been too long since I last saw you.
I hear ya. After answering a few of the guards' questions, our small group begins to explore the city. We split up and ask Holly in every guild, shop, and cafe, but soon 5 hours elapse, and we're not any closer to finding her. Defeated, the three of us reconvene in the market square at around 2 o'clock. We sit together on a small bench, sampling some of the local delicacies that are available at nearby food stalls. Well, Neve and I eat. Fiona doesn't. Maybe she's too disheartened. Fiona. Fiona blinks hazily. She turns to look at me, her eyes strangely glassy, like those of fish. Do you want something to eat? This crepe is rather delicious. I love sweet food. It might be contrary to my dark, scary image, but I don't care. Fluffy crepes filled with strawberries, cream, and chocolate. It's like taking a bite out of heaven. But Fiona looks at my adorable, girlish crepe with uninterested eyes. She shakes her head. I ain't hungry. You haven't eaten anything since breakfast this morning. That was hours ago. I know, but I can't sit around eating now. You need to eat or else you'll die. But I can't right now. I haven't earned that privilege. I wasn't aware consuming food was a privilege. It was a basic human necessity. But I still haven't found Holly. Fiona's fingers clench into fists. She smacks the bench with her knuckles. I tut. Don't do that. You'll injure your hands. I don't care. Well, I do. You're my property, and I don't want you hurting yourself. Your hands used to be rough and calloused, but your skin is nice and smooth after mine and Neve's best efforts. Don't throw all that wonderful progress away. But, Fiona sniffles. I can't believe it. I looked everywhere, and I still can't find her. I guess Fiona isn't interested in my crepe then. Oh well, all the more delicious crepe for me. I take a bite out of it. A rush of cream and sugar fills my mouth. It's so delicious. It's almost like coming here and running around for hours and hours worthwhile. I even went back to my old home. Not that it's there anymore. I swallow my crepe and give Finn a curious look. What happened to it? My father's shop is gone. The new family lives in my house now. I tried to ask them about my sister, but they hadn't heard of her. They didn't even know who I was either. I asked about her at all the neighboring houses. Fiona grits her teeth, her fingers clench in a fist. I don't want to. Those were the people who reported my dad to the guards and got him thrown into prison. I vowed I had nothing to do with those cowards who ruined my life and killed my father and went back behind our backs to do it. But I figured if anybody around here knew anything about my sister, it'd be them. And did you learn anything? Though I already gleaned from Fiona's downcast expression that she didn't. No. Fiona sighs and shakes her head. They didn't know nothing about my sister. They said they hadn't seen her since my father's shop closed down. The worst thing is, they didn't even seem sorry about what happened. Nobody even cared. They were the ones who chased me and my sister out from our home, and they didn't have a single shred of sympathy for us. I'm surprised they recognized you just like that. Didn't you say you used to live a life of luxury? None of them did recognize me at first. When they realized who I was, they had quite a shock. Some of them went all pale. Maybe they thought I was a ghost or something coming back for revenge. I'd have liked to knock them out a bit, but punish them for the wrong they did to me, but what good would that do? It won't help my sister. I'd just get thrown out of the city, and then I'd never be able to find her unless she was here. That's surprisingly sensible coming from you. What do you mean, surprisingly? I'm sensible. You don't get far living on the streets if you ain't. Neve didn't mean anything by it, Fiona. She was just teasing. There, little puppy. I gently pat the top of Fiona's head. Fiona glowers. I ain't a dog, you know. But it seems to calm her down all the same. The tension leaves Fiona's shoulders. She looks down at her knees and a soft sigh emitting from her lips. This is useless. I've searched all over and my feet are covered in blisters now. It hurts to walk. I've asked everyone I think of and no one knows where my sister is. No one knows a thing. Maybe your sister isn't in this city after all. It wouldn't be surprised if she moved. I know, but I believe she loved my dad, and she loved me, and she loved our shop. I can't believe she'd simply move away like that. She might have loved you and your dad's shop, but your shop is closed now. Your dad is dead. And you ran away from her. You didn't leave behind so much as a note. She probably thought you were dead too. But I ain't dead, I'm right here. I know you're here. Unfortunately, how would she? Yeah. Fiona idly traces a pattern against the bench with her fingertips. I guess you're right. There's no way my sister would know I'm still alive. Maybe she did move. Maybe she left Monte Air behind her like I did. Maybe, but I can't quite believe it. It doesn't seem like something Holly would do. But the fact remains we still haven't found her. That doesn't mean she ain't here. Then how do you profess to locate her? The people... Dude, it hasn't even been that long. Like... Thank you. And the people who don't know you won't know anything about your sister. It's a lost cause. Fiona bites her lower lip. I don't want to agree with you, but maybe I should give this whole thing up. This ain't fair. Fiona looks sullenly, her eyes narrowed. You said you'd be able to find my sister. You promised, and you never broke your promises. And I don't. I haven't said I'm giving up. You're sitting here crying, and I'm over here thinking about the potential of finding your sister. What? Then where's my sister, huh? We'll find her within time. You need to be more patient. I can't be patient any longer, damn it. Fiona kicks the ground with the heel of her shoe. Your mate is right. This is impossible. I was a fool to put my faith in you. You've wronged me once too many times already. What else did I expect anyway? Now, stop grossing, little puppy. You don't have why don't you have a bite of the crepe? It might cheer you up. I already said I'm not hungry. You might not be hungry now, but girls have separate sunlets for desserts, don't they? She's right. She's right. Have just one tiny bite. It'll do you some good. But wait. The sound is gone. At that moment, Fion's stomach rumbles. It's a loud, unmistakable gurgling that makes Neve snort. Fion's cheeks flush red. Why is there no sound? What? I was thinking some shit is about to go down. Well, maybe I am just a little hungry. Then take it. Try some. I pass the crepe to Fiona. She accepts it with trembling fingers. I don't really like sweets, but if you're gonna be that insistent, I guess I'll have some. That's that soon to arrive right there. That's right, you should consider yourself lucky, milady, designed to offer you her own food. Neve cups her cheeks with her hands. The crepe is covered with my lady's teeth marks. Her tongue lapped up that cream. Her saliva is mixed with those strawberries. It's not fair. I want to try some of her crepe too. I want to share her indirect kiss. Kiss? Isn't that what it is? I didn't think about that. Halt! Get back, her, you thief! Her. Whoa. What? Yeah! The sudden commotion makes Fiona squeal in surprise. She drops the click on the ground without taking a single bite. My crepe! You'll pay for your clumsiness, you silly girl. How dare you waste milady's precious indirect kiss like that? Calm down, Neve. There seems to be a ruckus taking place over there. I rise to my feet, and so does Fiona. Hey! That's gotta be her! That's gotta be her! Look at her! I like it! Welcome to the sex dungeon! I mean, wait, we haven't done that yet. Hold up. A woman is darting through the streets like a minnow, her hair flowing behind her. She's holding something beneath the hem of her jacket. I'm not sure what. Food? Maybe? Jewels? Fine fabrics? Come back here this instant, you wench! A man chases after her, shaking his fist. Did this woman steal something from him? Maybe she's a thief. How dare you rob me in the middle of the day right before my very eyes? Don't you think you'll get away with it because you're a woman? No. Baka. The girl glances at the man over her shoulder and she shouts back of him. I think you'll let me get away with this because there's no way you'll be able to catch me. Why, you? Let me see how cocky you are when the city guards are on your tail. You might be able to outrun me, but you won't be able to outrun Ellery. Why does that name sound familiar? I'm sure I've heard it before, but... Guards! A filthy thief has stolen a loaf of bread from my store. A loaf of bread. All this for a loaf of bread? What is this, Aladdin? Alright, Aladdin is breaking out in the middle of the fucking town square. All this for a loaf of bread? It does seem rather excessive, yes, but our commentary is drowned out. Guards alerted to the store's owner's crisis begin to search through the streets. I'm not sure where they're hiding, but there's at least 8 of them. Neve whistles under her breath. They take security rather seriously here. Monte Air always had lots of guards stationed around the ports and the marketplace because it's built by the sea. We have a problem with pirates and smugglers. The guards are supposed to keep the peace, but that girl only stole a loaf of bread. She ain't a criminal. Why are they chasing after her? I suppose the guards have to be seen to be doing something. But the woman is too fast and slippery for the guards. She ducks and dodges, weaving in and out of their pointed spears and flashing blades. They even have weapons. They're trying to kill her over a loaf of bread?
Haha! You'll never be able to catch me.
Not so fast. We have you surrounded. Oh, the marketplace have been blocked. You better surrender yourself, thief.
Never!
The woman spits on the ground in defiance.
Then we'll have to teach you a lesson. Forgive us if we get a little rough. We don't want to hurt your pretty face, but
Why is this a thing? I can just imagine, like, in medieval times, like, if there was, like, a really attractive chick, and she's, like, stealing something, I don't really want to hurt you because you're fucking hot as shit, but, I mean, I'm getting paid, get paid, get laid, if I have to choose one, actually, you wouldn't end up getting laid, she's too good for a guard. I've lived here long enough to know about your rules. You persecute the poor and help only those who your own selfish selves. These rules exist to keep us downtrodden, cold, and hungry. I won't stand by it any longer.
like you'll be able to get away. We'll see how tough you are when you're running in prison.
Not on your life.
The woman jumps backwards, avoiding a swing from the guard's sword. She glances to her left, her right. More guards are joining in the fray. Like they said, all the entrances and exits are blocked. Her hopes of escape seem slim. But she's a badass, right?
Please make it.
Fiona prays quietly beneath her breath, her hands clasped together.
Why are you so interested in the petty thief's welfare?
I mean, look at her!
'Cause she reminds me of me.
She looks older than you, although. Neve frowns. She glances between the woman backed into a corner and Fiona. It's hard to tell from a distance, but the two of you do bear a few striking similarities. The girl was blonde, fluffy hair, just like Fiona's. Her skin was incredibly dark. She's got the same marks on her. She's got the same nose shape, flawless lower lip. Could it be?
Fiona, do you think that's your sister?
My sister? No way! Holly would never take the life of crime. She always determined to keep on the slight and narrow. My sister worked as a maid and a seamstress and a street vendor. She'd never steal.
Maybe she didn't steal when she had to look after you. If she was caught and imprisoned, you would be on your own. But you're not with your sister anymore.
People do desperate things when they're backed into corners. 100% true. Like stealing from a market in the middle of the day, for instance. It's not the most sensible of moves, but this woman's arms and legs are as skinny as twigs. She looks emaciated. When was the last time she ate? Yesterday? 2 days ago? 3? Is that why she decided to rob a street stall? Was she so hungry she couldn't help herself?
But if that's my sister, then what if she gets captured?
She looks like a resourceful one. Let's try and have faith in her. Yeah, she's gonna kick their ass.
Despite being backed into a corner, the woman, Holly perhaps, doesn't falter. Instead, she slides past a group of guards and jumps atop a stack of nearby crates. She Assassin's Creeds up the wall. Oh wait. Guards surge around her, intent on capturing her, but she's too quick for them. She kicks off the crates and jumps onto the roof of a nearby stall. She Assassin's Creed the shits out of them. Okay, the owner of the stall gasps in surprise and collapses. Did she faint?
She fainted? What?
Holly continues up to step between the roofs of the stalls while the guards try to pursue her. One shoots a few arrows at her, but Holly dodges them all. Like you'd be able to catch me. You're just guards. You're paid by the royal family to stand around the city looking important, but you don't know all the ins and outs of Monte Air like I do. You don't know the lanes, the alleys, the twistings, the turning roads. That's why you'll never be able to defeat me. Holly jumps up from the roof of a market stall and lands on the wall that runs about the perimeter of the market stall. She runs across the wall, dodging arrows that fly towards her. Is she looking for an escape route? Will she make it in time? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh wait, hold on. For a few moments, it looks like she will, but not so fast, my friend. Zerg! Oh. A woman steps forward. It's the same woman from before who let my party into the city, albeit begrudgingly. The Lady Knight.
Oh, Elry, thank goodness you're here.
So her name's Elry, is it?
Teach that thief a lesson. Don't let her get away.
I won't, I promise.
Yo, she's so pretty.
Look at that freaking crimson hair. And the nice, like, little black bow. Actually, her hair is identical to Asuna from Sword Art Online. In fact, her entire design looks very similar, except they just
They took that kind of light red hair and they just they just bop put that red scale all the way up. Other than that, like, I mean, gave her a little bit of a different design, but she's still got the same facial structure, and it just kind of reminds me of Asuna Yuki. I feel like that might have been what inspired this character. Ellery unsheathes her sword. She dashes forward, the wind running in her hair. You won't get away from your crimes, you thief! Haha! Catch me if you can! Holly turns. She's going to jump, but... Ha! You're too naive, thief! Ellery draws a short dagger from the inside her thigh and throws it. She throws it straight and true, and the dagger hits its target. It impacts with Holly's ankle. Damn! Yo, Ellery! I mean, I know I'm supposed to be rooting for the fucking main character and the freaking sister, but that was badass! She just tosses that shit, bop, dagger right to the ankle. I mean, she was moving, so obviously that's not easy. Holly winces in pain as the dagger pierces her flesh. She can't help her. She can't keep her balance on the wall. She's falling. Holly! Ellery catches Holly before she hits the ground. She holds the thief in her arms. Whoa. Before she drops her unceremoniously against the ground, she pins Holly in her place, her arms behind her back, one hand pushing her face into the dirt. Holly winces. She struggles to get free, but it's all in vain. Her ankle is bleeding in splotches of garnish, bright red crimson pepper on the cobblestone ground. She looks like she's suffering. You bitch! You can swear all you want, but that won't help you. In fact, I believe it'll make your current predicament even worse. The crowd began to cluster around Ellery and her captive. The owners of the stalls started applauding, while the two were busy to watch on, entertained by the show. We need to go see if it's really her. Come on. Leon dashes forward without waiting for the rest of us. Excuse me, can you move, please? I just need to see what's happening. She pushes her way through the crowd, ignoring the grunts. Okay, anyway. Neve sighs. That fool, she's making a spectacle of herself. We should follow her to make sure she doesn't do anything stupid. Good idea. I don't want Fiona jumping in to try and defend the thief girl if she really is her sister. That would cause a number of problems. I don't know if I'll be able to rescue her easily, even if the guards did swarm Fiona and pin her to the ground. But I'd rather not blow my cover. Not like I did last time. Neve and I make our way through the crowd. Soon we make it to Fiona. And as we do... No! Fiona's staring in wide eyes at the scene before us. The knight Ellery is still pinning the thief down. It's hard to tell from afar, but the thief really does look like Fiona. They have the same dark skin, the same light hair. I think their eyes are the same color. Those noses look identical, and they have the same full lower lips. That's her. That's my sister. It's Holly. The guards swarm around Holly. One of them ties her hands behind her back, and another forces her to her feet. Ellery brushes her hands against them, the hem of her skirt, and she's trying to cleanse off a horrible disease. Holly twists and tries to escape, but a guard hits her in the stomach with the handle of his sword. Holly winces and doubles over, coughing.
That's what you get for trying to escape, vermin.
Screw you! Holly! Fiona rushes forward, or at least tries to, but she doesn't make it very far. Wait! I take hold of Fiona's shoulder, and none too gently. She turns about and shoots me a glare. What are you doing? Let's go! That's my sister. They're apprehending my sister. I know, but think about this rationally. What is there to think about? I have to save her. I have to. And how are you going to do that? You're just one small, skinny thief girl. But you're with me. You can save her, right? You're the powerful... Shh. I press the palm of my free hand against Fiona's big mouth. Don't go blabbing around it here. Now calm down. I draw my hand away from her. Let's see what Ellery has to say. Ellery faces down the crowd gathered at the marketplace. She clears her throat, then launches into a little speech. People of Monte Air, I hope you've seen what happens if one dares break the law around here. This woman stole a loaf of bread, and now she will be punished accordingly. She will be imprisoned for 2 years in the Black Hearth Gaol. Black Hearth Gaol? If I remember correctly, that's an underground dungeon that's located on the outskirts of Monte Air. It lies beyond the city walls, surrounded by trees. Now, some of you might say this punishment is a little too harsh for a mere loaf of bread, but I disagree. She should consider herself lucky to not be condemned for death. They were gonna kill this chick off of a loaf of bread. This really is Aladdin. We out here tonight, boys. All right, what do you got, Jafar? Laws are in place to protect our people. They ensure that we go about our daily lives without worry or fear. When somebody considers themselves above the law for whatever reason, they must be punished. I'm not doing this to be cruel. I'm doing this to help poor wench learn her lesson in the hopes that she may be reformed. I believe with one less criminal roaming the streets, the people of Monte Air will feel safer. I'm doing this for you, the general public. So please, continue to support me while I make Monte Air safe again. Continue to support me? What is she, a politician? This all seems so calculated, and at the end of the day, Holly only stole a loaf of bread, but the people all seem to be loving it. They cheer and applaud. I knew I could depend on you, Ellery. Thank you. Ellery bounds her head. However, I'm just doing my duty. No need to thank me. I mean, she's a hot chick. Gow, gow. Fiona grits her teeth together. I can't believe it. How could they applaud her like she's some kind of hero? I want to go in there and smash her teeth in. An understandable sentiment, but don't do anything rash. I know you've been looking for your sister for a long while, but jumping in there and getting yourself arrested won't help. But I haven't seen her in years. I finally found her after all this time. I want to talk to her. I want to let her know I'm safe and just see her smile again, but she's going to get thrown in prison. True, but there's no reason for us to lose our heads. Why? How can you stay so calm? Because, my little puppy, I have a plan. Of course we got a plan. Come on. We do that. We kick this plan's ass. We induct the sister, both sisters into our harem. So now we'll have a harem of that, and then we're gonna go and seduce the fucking red-haired guard. Yes, I got this. I know how it's gonna go down. We're gonna have 5 people, including ourselves. The 3 of us exit the gates of the city. We trek through the forest, striking close to trees and hiding beneath the bowers of leaves above. We're following the group of guards leading Holly to the gaol. The female knight, Ellery, is at the front, her sword sheathed at her hip. Some of the other guards have swords too, others are sporting lances or bows. There are 6 of them. That's quite a lot of guards for one skinny thief with an arrow sticking out of her ankle. That makes it hard for her to walk. Will this really work? Of course it will work. This is a plan devised by my lady herself. How dare you insinuate that there are flaws with it? I was just wondering. There are 6 of them and only 3 of us. You're right. I think they need more people. There should be at least 20 of them and 3 of us. Like, normally it's 20 on 1 and I still win. So, I mean, having another powerful mage and a thief at my side, I mean... Don't worry, Fiona. I could dispatch an army of dozens with a mere click of my finger. Are you Thanos? Alright, we win. Alright, your sister's safe. Really? I'm not the feared dark witch for nothing. Dude, this music? This music, though? I'm not the feared dark witch for nothing. You saw how I disciplined those skeletons, didn't you? I guess that's true. You kind of did save me and all. It's all in a day's work. I saved you from your own stupidity, I might add. And now, I crack my knuckles. I'm going to save your sister. Ah, man, I cracked my knuckles earlier. I can't do it too many times in a row. Oh, Lady Viola. Neve sighs. She looks at me dreamily, her face softly flushed. You're so incredible. I know. Of course I am. Holly starts to lag behind. She winces. Hey, don't slow down! The guard shoves Holly in the back with his fist so she stumbles. Ow, hey, watch it! You watch it! That's no way to talk to us! You be careful, but we'll cut the tongue out of yours right now! Isn't that a little extreme? That's what you get for not knowing your place. You're a common thief. We'll make sure that you never forget it. But I'm only going to be in prison for 2 years. I'll get out of jail eventually. You just wait and see. I'll make you regret treating me like this. Even if you do get out of jail alive, you won't have a life to come back to. That's fine by me. I never had much of a life before either. Not without father and mother or...
Hey, stop talking to yourself.
The guard's fist sinks into Holly's side. She winces. An impact almost knocks her over.
I can't see a beautiful maiden in desperate times like this. We have to save her. We have to save her and admit her to the sex dungeon, which is definitely 100% nicer. I mean, look at what's her bucket.
She only got tortured for a short period of time by a tree, not 2 years. Just throwing it out there. Ow. Her face contorts in pain. She bites her lower lip in an attempt to stifle her own whimpering. Fiona glowers. Her fingers dig into the bark of the tree we're hiding behind. Those assholes! We've got to go after her. We have to save her. Impulsive as always, Fiona draws her dagger out. I have to wonder if she hides where she hides them. Her outfit doesn't leave all that much to the imagination. True that. Hey you! Fiona charges forward. Take your filthy hands off my sister!
Oh,
What is this?
sister? Nani?
The guards pause in unison. They turn their heads and look at Fiona. They frown.
I didn't know you had a sister.
Holly stares, her eyes widen in shock. Through prestiges of pain are still visible inside her pupils. Fiona, is that really you? It's me, all right. Sorry to keep you waiting. But it's been years since I last saw you. I thought you were dead. I thought I ain't dead, sis. I'm a lot tougher than I look. I'm so glad. You've always been my little sister. You were small and delicate. I was afraid. I was sure that you wouldn't last a single night on the streets on your own. Well, I lasted one night, all right, and more besides. I had to stay alive, even though it was cold and scary. Sometimes I went hungry. I couldn't let myself die until I met you.
And now you're going to be reunited. I suppose it doesn't matter if you drop dead.
Fiona jumps back as the blade of a sword narrowly misses her head. It still manages to cut her cheek, though. A trail of red blood slowly trickles down her jawline. You bastards!
Dude, the main character should be like, oh, did you just
cut the beautiful face of my slave companion? Fiona glowers. She wipes the blood off with her back of her hand. You'll pay for this. No, Fiona, run. You won't be able to take on all these guards. Who do you think I am? I can't just run away, not when they finally found each other after so long. I'm gonna blow these guys away, and then I'm gonna rescue you. Fiona. The guards round on Fiona. They swing at her with their blades and fire off volleys of arrows, but Fiona's too quick for them. She dodges and ducks beneath their attacks without sacrificing so much as a hair on her head. Hey, you're too slow. You'll never be able to catch me.
You brat!
Take this!
Yo, she's so awesome. Look at her go.
You go! Come on, Fiona! Right there, Dave! Yeah! Another arrow is fired at Fiona, but she manages to deflect it with her daggers. She grins. Don't underestimate me. I ain't no brat. I might be small, but I'm a grown woman, and I'm more than a match for you. Fiona, behind you! I already seen it. Fiona ducks before the lance can pierce her chest. She spins around, knocking the lancer to the ground with a sweep of her legs. Hey, I bet you never saw that coming. She's doing remarkably well for herself. Must be because of her sister. I've heard it said that when the ones they love are in danger, people are capable of doing amazing things. You're all too slow. You'll never be able to lay a finger on me. Is that sword just for show or what? Oh gods, that swing was pathetic. Ha! But it would probably be in the best if she didn't goad them like that. She's dodging their attacks, but she isn't giving a chance to attack herself. Maybe she needs someone to create a distraction for her. Sounds like a job for you, Neve. Huh? Why me? Well, I have my sights set on somebody else.
Are we going? Wait, we gotta go after the red-haired chick.
Yes! I'm looking, not at the guards that trying to fend off Fiona, but at the curious woman who captured my interest the moment I laid eyes on her, Ellery. I want to know, why does she look so familiar? Just who is she? Alright, I suppose I can lend a helping hand, but I'm not doing it because I want to aid the little thief girl. I'm doing it for you, my lady. I figured. Good luck, Neve. Touched though I am, I don't need your well wishes, my lady. This group of humans should be easy to defeat. Alright, you go. You kick their ass. Neve steps out from behind the tree. Her shirt flutters around her thighs. It seems you gods are intent on attacking one of my comrades.
That thief has reinforcements?
Neve, what are you doing?
I've come here on my lady's orders.
Huh? Does she think I can't take this by myself? I'm doing just fine.
How ungrateful. I wouldn't advise to leaving you on your own and letting you get stuck full of arrows, but it seems it's been a while since I had any humans to play with.
Play? What does she mean?
Look at those horns! A darkling. I've never seen a darkling before.
Aren't they supposed to be good with magic? Indeed. If you've never seen one of my kind, then please. Neve takes the hem of her skirt in both hands and drops a small polite curtsy. Allow me to show you just how powerful we darklings really are. Neve draws herself up to her full height. She stretches out her palm and says,
Burn, motherfucker, burn!
Oh, a powerful blast of magic emanates from Neve's palm that races through the forest, singeing the guards to a crisp.
What is this?
Itai! I can't.
Hands slacken, swords and spears fall to the ground. So do the assembled knights. Their armor clanked as their knees hit the ground in a discordant cacophony. Fiona stares.
I didn't know you were so powerful.
Oh, I have so much more magical energy than that. I was just playing nice because I didn't want to kill anybody. Well, Neve kicks one of the collapsed bodies of the knight. He groans. Maybe next time. I should hit them even harder.
No, don't!
The collapsed guard claws at Neve's leg in an attempt to earn her pity, but it's a fruitless effort as Neve kicks him away carelessly. The guard coughs and moans, his whole body racked in shivers.
You made your point clear enough. Just don't hurt us anymore. One single thief isn't worth this much pain. Not over a loaf of bread.
You're right about that. Oh, are you saying the law doesn't matter?
No, Miss Ellery. I wasn't saying that at all.
You asked and they begged these two girls not to hurt you. You're willing to give our prisoner away for your own skin. I won't have that. Justice will be served no matter what. Though this girl only stole a loaf of bread, it's what the bread symbolizes that's important. It shows her clear lack of respect for Monte Air's culture, society, and its people, and that is unforgivable. You might have taken my guards down, but... Ellery turns to Fiona and Neve. She removes her sword from its scabbard and holds it tightly in her right hand. You will not best me so easily.
We'll just see about that.
Fiona raises her daggers. Neve holds up her right hand, ready to fire yet more magical blasts.
We're gonna hold him up, right? We're gonna be like, no. I want her.
The three men survey one another, positioned in a triangular formation, with Ellery at the topmost tip and Neve and Fiona at the bottom. I already know, before it happens, what the outcome will be. Neve and Fiona, determined as they all are, won't be able to hurt her. Ellery is nothing like the other guards. She's composed, self-confident, strong. She's much, much too strong. I love powerful women more than anything. They're so much fun to torture. I love stripping away their sense of self-worth bit by bit until they're writhing messes at my feet, capable of only begging for forgiveness. Ellery has such a pretty face, a pretty mouth too. I wonder what her voice sounds like when it's begging. I want to know. I have to find out. I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
Fiona? Neve? It's okay, you can step back now. But this woman who pinned down my sister, I need to make her pay.
You've done splendidly, my little thief. But this target belongs to me. I walk forward, still dressed in my peasant attire. The leaves and twigs scattered across the forest floor crunch with every footstep. I will be the one to bring her down, and I alone.
But...
Shh. Neve presses a finger on Fiona's lips. Let my lady have her fun. That's right, you two scram. Well, you three, we do want to help her sister too. I wave one dismissive hand at them. This might get violent rather quickly, and I can be scary when I'm angry. Let's go and help Holly. We should see if she can walk.
Right. I wanted to at least get one blow in on that lady, but I guess Viola is the boss.
Damn straight, I am your boss and mistress of this harem. Fiona and Neve loop about behind Ellery. They crouch beside the fallen figure of Holly, who must have been knocked over during all the commotion, and try to help her. I don't really care what they're doing. I'm too busy looking at my new foe, my nemesis, Ellery. For a nemesis, she's awfully pretty. Her eyes are big, frigid, and long lashes, and her hair is blazing red. It seems a shame that such a beautiful woman should look on me with such distrust, her fingers curled around the hilt of her sword. Who are you? Are you a friend of the thief I was meaning to bring to justice? I wouldn't call... I'm her mistress. I came to Monte Air as a favor towards my cute little puppy. Puppy? It's a long story. I'm a woman who loves pets, you see. And though I might have some of the most adorable pets in all of Asaf, I still get lonely sometimes. I think you're quite a fine specimen, Miss Knight. Would you mind becoming my puppy too? I have no idea what you're talking about, but you seem convinced that you'll be able to best me. Isn't it obvious? Ellery snorts. You're awfully confident for a commoner. Looks can be deceiving. Ellery takes a step towards me, and I take a step towards her. We look at one another levelly, our eyes meeting. When she glares at me like that, with such undisgusted hatred in her eyes, it makes my body tingle. Forcing this proud woman to submit to me will doubtlessly be an enjoyable experience. I wonder what kind of collar I should make her wear when I've ground her into the dirt. I hope the main character wins. Is that bad? She seems to be the aggressive sort. So maybe something with spikes on it? Wait! Ellery pauses, her eyes flash with a spark of resolution. You look strangely familiar. I do. That's right. Have we met somewhere before? You know, it's curious, but I was wondering the same thing. I feel like I know your name and face, but I can't quite place it. Maybe we're enemies in a past life. Then let's settle this score in this life. Ellie dashes towards me, her sword aloft. She's moving at incredible speed. Clods of dirt fly up from the ground where she kicked with her heel, and her red hair streams like a banner. She moves gracefully, her body twirling and turning like a snake's. She has complete and utter control over her blade, almost like it's a natural extension of her body, a part of her. The blade sings as it slices through the air. The metal almost seems to quiver. Her movements are deadly, yes, but at the same time they're strangely captivating. Though determined and serious, she isn't like any warrior I've met before. She moves with the nimble elegance of a dancer. If she was up against anybody other than myself, she'd slice their opponent into ribbons in less than a second. Unfortunately, you're too slow. I click my fingers, and she evaporates. My body vanishes before Ellery's blade can run me through, and I reappear behind her. The air shifts around me to accommodate for my form. Ellery pauses, the proud knight almost stumbles, and she manages to catch herself before she falls to the ground. Trembling, her shoulders tense and her eyes narrowed, she turns her head. You can teleport? That's right. Are you surprised? That's high-level magic. Even the most powerful witches and wizards of Asaf have difficulty teleporting, especially with the merest click of a finger. I guess that makes me pretty special, eh? See, this is the difference, though. I want you to take this chick. Okay, this chick has a personality. You know exactly what you're getting from her. She's interesting. She's a fun character. I like her a lot. And she's overpowered as shit. Normally you get these overpowered as shit characters like Kirito and them. But this character is honestly very likable. And the Sakura series has some good and some bad visual novels. And I honestly put this one on the good side. Like, I mean, to be honest, their Yuri visual novels usually turn out pretty solid. I run a hand through my hair casually, trying to keep my face impassive. I can't let her know teleporting is a little tricky even for me. It's hard to make your body disappear and reappear at will. It can do it over short distances, but over long ones, forget it. That's too hard. That's too much like hard work. It takes a toll on even powerful witches like myself. But what Ellery doesn't know won't hurt her, or rather, it will hurt her. Fighting like that, it's not all a matter of brawn and brute strength. You need to get inside your opponent's head. I've demonstrated to Ellery just how powerful my magic is. She should be able to take me a bit more seriously now, and she'll be on her guard. She won't try to make any stunning moves, lest I counter it with another devastating spell. But her own reticence will be her downfall. Why don't we finish this? I'm beginning to tire of fighting already, and I don't want my hair to get messy. We've only been at this for 20 seconds. Yeah, that's 20 seconds too long. Oh, and how do you propose to defeat me so easily? She's trying to sound tough, but I can tell she's shaken. She's unaware of what I'll do next, and she doesn't know the full extent of my abilities. Poor little night girl. Knights tend to wear their capabilities in their hands. That's so much you can do with a sword, no matter how skilled you are. With magic, however, I was thinking of doing this. The possibilities are limitless. Yes, there she is, my full power. I hold up my right hand, and a burst of dark energy flies from my palm. The magic is so powerful it dispels the glamour of my outfit. My peasant's garb melts away to reveal my favorite outfit, the black skin-tight dress with a firm trim. Ellery is blown backwards by the sudden burst of magical energy. Her back hits a nearby tree and she collapses on the ground. She's shaking, coughing. Her eyes are squeezed tightly shut and she looks like she's in pain. You... Well, I take a step towards her. I lift one of my boots and grind the golden heel into Ellery's side. That wasn't very difficult, now was it? Oh, wait, this is almost identical to what was going on. Wait a second. Yeah, deja vu. Ellery's body is covered in cuts. Her long, silky hair has lost most of its luster, and now filled with leaves and broken twigs. The poor dear. Maybe it would be kinder if I'd hit her with a blow strong enough to knock her unconscious, but then I wouldn't be able to see her adorable look of disappointment on her face when I toy with her. I grind my heel a little harder. Ew! My heart is thumping hard inside my chest. Ellery looks so good like this, writhing beneath me in agony. I have to try hard to suppress my mounting excitement. I don't want to show on my face. If I'm to be a true dominatrix, I can't let the ringling beneath me realize what effect their humiliation has on me. I need to remain cool and aloof. I can't let Ellery have any power over me. I won't let her. Ellery whimpers in pain as I grind my heel down harder. She tries to bite back her moans, but she can't quite manage it. She's pinned beneath my heel like a butterfly on a board. Her breasts are pressed against the ground and her clothes are ripped and torn. A few cuts and gashes decorate her face like paint in an artist's canvas. I almost went to bend down and lick up her tangy, coppery blood. I'm sure it would taste delicious. You... Ellery looks at me. I'm surprised she has enough strength to move her head after the force of my attack. You're the Dark Witch, Viola. That's right. I took you long enough to figure it out. Anybody would recognize that gaudy outfit. Gaudy? How rude. My clothes are made from the finest materials in Asfaf. And these boots are crafted from genuine dragon hide. But please, don't take my word for it. Have a feel! I press my heel down in Ellery's soft, unprotected stomach. Ellery whimpers, her eyelids flutter. So how is it? Do my genuine dragon hide boots feel like they grind your worthless body into the dirt? Ew. Viola. Yes, what is it? Don't you recognize me? I must admit, you do look rather familiar, but I take a pause and take in the current scene. Ellery's body is crumpled beneath me. Wait, is this the chick that she originally... That's why it's called Deja Vu. The achievement's called Deja Vu. This is the chick that she originally kicked her ass. And so she trained all night. Oh, I bet you it's that same chick. She trained all night to get better, to defeat her. Oh, that makes sense. The golden heel of my dragonhide boot is digging into soft, exposed flesh of her stomach. This pose, her moans, that flustered face, that long, silky hair, and that armor, it can't be. I remember now. I beat you once before in Alfheim Online. You tried to attack me in Rosemary Forest, and I hit you with a magic spell. You were completely at my mercy. You were a level 99 player, and you thought you could defeat me, but you're wrong. Ellery. For the all-powerful Dark Witch, you don't have the best memory, do you? You're so self-obsessed you only think of yourself? It isn't that. So many foolhardily players in Alfheim Online have challenged me, and I've forgotten their faces, let alone their names. And at least you were a little different. You were exposed in one blow, much like all the others, but it was fun to see you try and make excuses for your failure. You were really pathetic, but that made defeating you even more fun. I'm glad I made you fight again. It was over too soon, but it really was fun. Why are you in Asaf anyway? I don't know why I can ask you the same thing. I see, so you're the player from the real world, just like me. That's right. I went to sleep after playing Alpha Online after you defeated me in the forest, and then I woke up in Monte Air. I'm not sure how it happened, but I've been trying to accept it. But it's hard. I haven't met anyone else from the real world on here. I thought I was the only one. Now that's interesting. I thought you would make a nice addition to my harem, being so fresh-faced and pretty, but you might prove to be more interesting than I imagined. This woman is from the real world just like me. She has also been brought to Asaf online through strange means, and she doesn't know how to get back home. I don't care much about going home myself, but now I really am curious. Is there a reason the two of us are brought here? Are there other people in Asaf like us? I'd like to find out. If there's one thing I hate, it's being ignorant. So I wonder, we're going to add him to the harem, right? Hey!
Fiona, I'm so glad you're alright. Holly, I missed you so much.
Sniffling tearfully, the two women embrace. Fiona, who's shorter than her sister, rests her head on her sister's chest.
I don't understand it. I should be happy to see you again, but I can't stop crying. I feel the same way, Fiona. I must be because I'm of the relief. All this time, I was convinced you were dead. I've been happy that you're all right.
Well, of course I ain't dead, dummy. I couldn't let myself die, not when I knew you'd be worrying about me. Fiona brushes a few tears away from her eyes, and she steps backward, her face gently flushed, but she's smiling. Pardon. You've always been a worrier, sis. You should try thinking about yourself for once.
That's why I turned to the life of crime. It's because I was only worrying about how to survive.
I'm curious about that. How'd that happen? You used to be such a good girl.
I was when you were around, Fiona. I had to look after you. Mother and father were both dead. I was the only family member you had left, so I thought I should try and be a good role model. I never stole or cheated or committed crimes, even though I could have been easier to provide for us like that. I didn't want to grow up a criminal because you had such an innocent girl. I tried to keep on the straight and narrow. I took menial jobs, no matter how demeaning they were. I worked as a maid. I darned socks. I sold candles, matches, and flowers in the streets. But no matter how hard you worked, it weren't enough. You could hardly afford to feed me, let alone both of us. Fiona.
Holly's eyes soften.
Is that why you ran away?
Yeah. It's not because I was unhappy or anything with sis. I know how hard you worked for my sake. I was so grateful, but I was afraid I was a burden. I was worried that you'd work yourself to death looking after me, and I figured I wasn't worth it, so you left me. You left me and didn't even say goodbye.
Holly,
Fiona sniffles. She wipes her eyes on the back of her arm.
I'm so sorry. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I think I should have talked to you about it. I should have at least told you where I was. I did a bad thing. I'm sorry. I am.
Fiona bows her head deeply. She squeezes her eyes together shut.
I hope you can forgive me for being a bad sister. Oh, Fiona.
Holly shakes her head in a small, incredulous smile on her face.
You don't need to ask forgiveness.
What?
We're sisters. I'm not mad at you. If anything, I'm the one who should be asking you to forgive me.
What do you mean?
I mean, when you left, I had no reason to keep being a good girl. I thought I might as well start stealing if it would make my life more bearable. But the whole time I was thinking of you. I was afraid if you knew about your big sister had become, you wouldn't look up to me anymore. You wouldn't love me. It was a scary thought. I wanted to become more mature, responsible older sister for you, but I'm afraid I've let you down.
Oh, Holly,
don't be silly. I don't care how you made a living. I'm just glad you're still alive. And I'm still glad you're alive too, Fiona. I was so worried. Me too. Oh, Fiona. Holly. Ah, yeah.
Okay. I get it. The reunion's gorgeous. I love this picture. The two pull each other into another soft hug. Fiona relaxes in her sister's embrace. She sniffles, burying her head into her cushiony chest. I wonder if she's covering her sister's front in snot and tears. I guess Holly doesn't mind if it's Fiona's snot covering her with snot. They're sisters, so it's shared snot. Familial snot? I don't know. I never had much of a family. I don't have any brothers or sisters, and I haven't seen my parents in years. Looking at this soft, sentimental scene is making me feel a little mushy inside myself.
Hey, Holly.
Fiona blinks at her sister, her eyes watery and long, pale lashes are stuck together.
Why don't you come with us? What do you mean? You can live together with me and Viola. Her house is huge. There's like 100 rooms.
There are 66 rooms to be precise.
Exactly, hundreds.
There's a bit of a difference between 66 and 100.
Whatever, minor details.
Fiona waves her hand carelessly.
There's loads of rooms. I'm sure Viola would be able to find somewhere nice to put you. Then you won't need to steal, and you won't have to worry about where the next meal's coming from.
Viola? Viola looks at me up and down curiously. She looks suspicious.
You mean the Dark Witch, Viola? She is the Dark Witch, but she ain't all that bad, really, even if she is a little hard to get along with at first. even if she did watch while I was assaulted by a tree. Look at her face, she has no eyeballs. Why does she have her nose? Why is her nose still there, but her eyes and mouth are gone? They're just, yeet! Get out of there. A tree? Never mind. I just wanted to say she ain't that as terrible as the stories make her out to be. She's a bit of a sadist, but she ain't evil, and I owe her a lot. She even saved my life, and because of that, I'm still alive. Because of her, I'm still alive, and she's the one who helped me find you. Why don't you come with me? So, okay, so all we gotta do is make sure the red-haired chick comes with us too, right? And we got a party of 5. We're having a good time. That harem came along nicely. Fiona takes Holly's hand in her own and squeezes it tightly. Please? Wait, well... Holly clears her throat and glances to one side. I've heard any number of unsavory rumors about this dark witch. It's a pleasure to meet you too. I need curtsy. But if she really did help you, Fiona, she can't be all that bad. Milady is a wonderful person. People spread baseless rumors and filthy lies about her because they're jealous of her power. They should be ashamed of themselves. You do look a lot healthier than you were when I last saw you, Fiona. You've grown up into a nice, real young lady. I suppose I should thank the Dark Witch for that. I've been trying to turn your little sister into a lady, but it's not been easy work. She's rather resistant to the change. Did you know she refuses to wear dresses and her accent is just horrible? Wait, I disagree. If she's really southern, I mean, that's cute in its own sense. You used to wear dresses a lot when you were younger, Fiona. You pretty much liked them. That was a long time ago. I'm not that girl anymore. I had to get strong and tough so I could survive and living out on the streets. If you ain't tough, you'll go hungry. Don't I know it? But I don't need to worry about that when I'm with Viola. I'm thankful to Viola for appreciate everything she's done for you, but I don't think I can go with you. What? Why? I do want to be with you, and I'm very happy to see each other again, but I suppose I've grown used to my freedom. I don't want to be cooped up inside the 4 walls of a castle. I like exploring into the great unknown, even if I don't know how to get enough food from one day to the next. It's part of the excitement. What? And you say I've changed from when I was a kid. I think you've changed a lot too, sis. Well, it's been 8 years since we last saw each other. A lot can change in that time. Oh, so she's 20. Okay. That's right, a lot can change. Are you sure you don't want to come with us? I can run you a nice warm bath and treat you to that leg of yours. That's a generous offer, but you've helped me out so much, I can't accept it. You're really as stubborn as I thought, sis. Well, you must have inherited it from someone. Fiona sticks her tongue out at Neve, and Neve sighs and pushes her away. Well, I don't really want you. If you don't really want to come with us, I can't force you. But Fiona looks at Holly's ankle doubtfully. Are you gonna be okay about that? It could be dangerous. Allow me. I raise one hair in the air. Orbs of white light begin to gather around my palm. And you know healing magic too? Well, naturally, But you're a dark witch. I figured all spells would be about death and destruction. Well, they are mostly, but I like to cover my bases. Now hold still. It'll sting a bit. A light gathers around Holly's ankle, and the arrow embedded into her scalp melts away, and dried red blood slowly begins to dissipate. The wound closes up within seconds. In fact, there's no evidence there was ever a wound to begin with. Holly looks at her leg in surprise. She rotates her ankle slowly, as though waiting for the jolt of pain, but no pain comes. I can't believe it. It's really fixed. You should believe it. My mistress is one of those talented witches there is. There isn't a magic she can't do. She's so strong it's almost disgusting. There's nothing disgusting about my mistress, Fiona. Fiona rubs the back of her head and laughs. I guess not. Sorry. Viola, I heard a lot of awful rumors about you, but it seems they were unfounded. I'm sorry for believing all the lies and falsehoods so easily. I, more than everyone else, should know the damage lies can do. My own family suffered greatly because of our neighbor's slander. It's quite all right. You don't need to thank me. I'm not particularly fond of sentimentality. All right then. I know I might seem like an irresponsible big sister, but I'm going to leave Fiona in your care. I know you'll look after her well. Thank you. Damn it! Oh, I was so hoping to add. And after a long, lingering hug, Holly departs. She creeps among the shadows, darting soundlessly from tree to tree until she went out of sight. I'm not sure how she's planning to support herself, so she can hardly go back to Monte Air now, and she still doesn't have any money to her name. But she's living on the streets for years without getting caught until today.
I'm sure she'll be fine. I might have let one potential member of my slowly expanding harem go, but I'm not particularly upset about that. In letting Holly escape, I found someone far, far better in her place. Yes, yes. So at least we get the red-haired chick, right? Now, shall we go?
I think I need to lie down.
Imagine the events of today must have been taxing on you.
That's one way to put it.
Wait. I take a few steps forwards, crutching through the leaves and twigs as I go. I come to a halt at the collapsed Ellery. She's lying on the forest floor, her silky hair frowning out on the ground, and her eyes closed. The impact from the magical blast, combined with the subsequent humiliation, has quite conveniently knocked her unconscious. I don't think she'll be waking up for a while, but it's a long journey back to my home. I click my fingers and ropes begin to bind Ellery's comatose form. They wind around her wrists and ankles. Fiona watches the process curiously. Her head tilts to one side.
What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious? I'm securing my loot. Milady, you don't mean. Are you planning to take this knight back with you?
Yeah, that's the general idea. But she tried to imprison my sister. She shot her in the ankle with an arrow and tried to lock her up. She's a horrible person. I can't stand her. I can't let her live with us.
I can, and I will.
But what's so great about her?
Well, I wonder. We have to go with the Jarrow. It's because she's beautiful, of course. Beautiful, but you already have me. Indeed, I do, and I look at you at any time I wish. I bend down and let my fingers trail across Ellery's smooth cheek. But this night is different. I think she'll make a wonderful addition to my home.
But
no buts. You're forgetting who's in charge here, my little thief.
I know it's your house and all, but this doesn't feel right. It ain't right, is it, Neve?
I cannot say I'm thrilled about the proposition, but Milady is right. She is the one in charge. Good. I know you see it my way. It's not like they have any other option. I glanced down at the collapsed form of Ellery, now nicely wrapped in ropes like a Christmas present. There's a lot of questions I want to ask her, and I think there's a lot of ways to procure the answers I want. Tonight will be interesting in more ways than one. Ha! Yep. She talked about bondage time, so thus it's time. Why are you doing this to me? Why not? Well, while I question you, I want to enjoy the view. I sit on the edge of my bed and look down at Ellery. The once proud and distinguished knight is now lying at my mercy, immobilized.
Hey, I thought you wanted spikes. Where's the spikes on that collar?
Jeez. Come on, be consistent. She's mostly naked, save for the tight bondage gear wrapped around her body, tying her arms behind her back and her legs to the bed. If you want my personal opinion, I slide my fingertips across the Captain Knight's cheek. You look a lot better like this. I disagree! Well, you knights aren't exactly well known for your aesthetic senses, do you? Ellie grits her teeth together. She tries to struggle against the restraints, but that only makes them bite into her flesh tighter. She glowers at me. Are these enchanted?
Maybe.
You're the worst. Don't you feel any remorse? Remorse? I tip my head to one side. Why would I bother with a silly emotion like that? Why, you... Ellie tries to struggle again, but her efforts are in vain. She can't throw these shackles off. It's not possible. You should stop squirming. If you keep it up, you'll only hurt yourself. Like you care. I don't want to leave unnecessary marks on your pretty skin. You have a rotten personality, but you are a beautiful woman. You didn't seem to care about leaving marks when you shot that fire spell at me earlier. Well, I had to do that. You were waving your sword around. It was very dangerous. I was simply trying to defuse a tense situation. And that's why you stepped on me, huh? Isn't it? I like reveling in my victories just as much as the next woman. You're nothing like a normal woman. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I giggle to myself. So how can I leave you be when you're so much fun to tease? You're prideful and haughty. I like that kind of woman. It makes breaking you down all the more exciting. You're sick! Well, maybe. I tug at the restraints of the binds, Ellie's arms behind her back. But you're in no position to judge me, are you? Gow gow. Ellie grits her teeth together, but she doesn't say anything. She can't. She knows deep down that I'm right. I'm the one in control. She's completely helpless. With a sigh, Ellery turns her head away. Her eyes are dark and half-lidded. So why bring me back to your castle? What do you want to know? You catch on remarkably fast. I'm glad. Well, I look at Ellery thoughtfully, one leg folded across the other. You and I seem to be in a similar position, don't we? We all came to Azhaf unwillingly, and we're both from the real world. I left quotation marks with my fingers. If that is the correct term. I'm curious, where exactly do you come from? Ellery looks at me mistrustfully for a few seconds, her eyes narrowed before she finally replies. Nagoya? Well, if it figures she would be from Japan. She was playing Asaf online in one of the Japanese servers like me. I wonder if anybody from the American or European servers got pushed into this world too. Would they be able to understand the language? All signs are written in Japanese, and the citizens speak of varying Japanese dialects. But is that really true? I wonder if Neve or Fion would ever have heard of Japan if I asked them about it. I'm in Ashaf right now, and Japan doesn't exist. Maybe they're not actually speaking Japanese, but Asphamian. How then do I understand the language? How am I able to speak it? And why does all the text I see look Japanese? Well, being transported into the world of the MMO is already unbelievable. Gaining Hera through unknown linguistic skills is just a drop in the ocean, really. It's a pleasure to meet you, Ellery from Nagoya. Although I doubt Ellery is your true name. What is it? It's strange. Her face flushes pale pink. It's been a while since I used my real name. I almost forgot it. That's no good. Your name is something precious your parents gave you. You shouldn't simply forget it. I know we can be whoever we want to be in Ashaf. We use titles we picked for ourselves, but we shouldn't forget who we really are. That's surprisingly thoughtful coming from you. I'm a thoughtful person. I'm not so sure. Ellery looked at me, her eyes narrowed. Her suspicion is so adorable, it makes me want to toy with her even more. My name is, or it used to be, Aina. Aina? Written with the character for love? Oh, I guess it would be Aina. Aina. Not Aina. It's Aina. Because in Japanese, it's the long I sound, so Aina. And I is the character for love. That's right. Everybody told my name didn't fit my personality, so in Ashaf Online, I decided to use a different name, a name that sounded like it might suit a knight. I was wondering about that. As for myself, my real name is Kotone. I'm from Tokyo. It's nice to meet you. Kotone, like the instrument, the koto? That's right. My parents have been interested in the classics. My mother used to teach classical Japanese dance. But your name in Ashaf is Viola. That's another instrument. You must not have wanted to reinvent yourself too badly. I guess not. I leaned back against my bed, stretching. I didn't play Ashaf to become an entirely new person or anything. I've always been pretty happy with who I am. A sadist? That's right. I smiled thinly. I have a busy job. Had a busy job, rather. So I played Ashaf to let off some steam. When I woke up and found myself here, I was rather relieved. I needed a vacation. Dude, I would too. I would legitimately... Same. My hands have started to cramp up from typing so much, and if I keep staring at my laptop screen, I'm gonna need to get glasses. I don't think glasses would suit me. They would. 100%. I shake my head. I'm too beautiful to bother for them. Beautiful? There are pretty chicks with glasses? Get out of here. So, don't you care you're in this strange new world? Why? And Ashaf isn't that strange, not to me. I've been playing in this world for 2 years already. Now I can play in Ashaf for real. I can finally make a long-lasting impact. But don't you want to go home? Isn't that why you kidnapped me? I thought you brought me here to discuss the way to return to Japan. Well, we could do that, but that sounds rather boring. What's with that easygoing attitude? What about your friends, your family? Won't they miss you? Don't you miss them? We don't even know how time functions here. A day could have passed by in the human world, or a year, or even a few seconds. There's no way to verify these things, so we shouldn't worry too much. And she's got a point. But what if they're... Because, I mean, think about it. If for whatever reason, time moves faster or slower in this world than it does in their original reality, you could spend, it's been a few days here since she woke up, maybe 2 or 3. Because it was a few days later, so I guess it would be maybe a week. So she might have spent a week here in this world, and then if a week translates to multiply that by like 100 times or something, that's 700 weeks. That's, what is that? About 2 years for 100, so that's about 14 years. And all of a sudden everything would be different and you can't really return to that life. You know what I'm saying? But what if there's a reason that why we were brought here? Haven't you thought about that? I am curious, of course. Why was I chosen to come to Ashaf? Why me? The thought's been running around my mind as of late, but there's no sense fussing about it now. You're the worst. It's like you only care about yourself. Indeed, it's how I lived while I was on Earth, and I see no reason to change myself now I'm in Ashaf. I'm going to do what I want whenever I want. I'm going to have some fun. I let my fingers trail down Elry's exposed stomach. She shivers beneath my touch. Elry, why did you decide to become a knight when you came to Azhav? Being a knight is such a dull, stuffy profession. Why don't you cut loose and have a bit of fun? I was doing what I thought was right. I wanted to uphold peace no matter where I am. What job did you have back in Nagoya? I worked with the So why did you continue the same job in a fantasy world where you did in the human world? You have a lack of imagination, it's almost funny. Well, I lick the lower lip of my tongue. As long as you're staying with me, I'll teach you how to have a good time. What do you mean? When did we decide that I'm staying with you? You have to stay with me. That's because you're my cute pet and you belong to me. I belong to you? That's right. Now hold still. I defeated you, so now I'm going to enjoy myself. Well, shit. After spending some quality time with Elry, I send her to her own private quarters to recoup. I might be something of a sadist, but I'm not cruel to keep her tied up in my chamber all night. I take a bath and I return to my boudoir. I want to reflect on my time here, my arrival in Azhav and Elry's words. Maybe there's a reason why the two of us were brought here. There's little point thinking about it. It's not like answers are gonna fall from the sky and land on my lap. Oh. But though I claimed I was uninterested in the whys and hows of the current situation, I can't help but be curious. I wonder why my boudoir. When I enter my boudoir, however, I discover that this might not be the best time for navel gazing. There's somebody in my room sitting on the edge of my bed, an uninvited visitor, none other than Neve. Okay. Oh, my lady. Neve gets to her feet hurriedly and offers me a small bow. When she bows, a few strands of her hair shift, covering her eyes. She hastens to brush them away again. What are you doing in my bedroom? Do you have business with me? I apologize for entering without your permission. I know it's unseemly behavior for a maid to skulk in the shadows like a kitten. I did knock on your door, but you did not reply. I was having a bath. Yes, I can see that. Neve sneaks a shy glance at me from beneath her bangs, her cheeks flush. I thought I dried myself off pretty well after my bath, but I guess not. Some of my hair feels a little damp. Well, that's hardly my fault. I have a lot of hair. It's a pain to clean it all, right? I'm sorry for intruding. You've already said that. I know, there's something I want to talk to you about, but if you're busy, I can go. We can talk about it later. In fact, we don't need to talk about it. It's fine. Neve glances at her feet. Her tail twitches between the hem of her dress. I don't want to be a burden. Neve, what is this silliness? I take a step forward. My hand finds Neve's shoulders. I grip them, digging my nails into her skin, though not enough to hurt. Why are you acting so coy? This isn't like you. I was just thinking. Neve glances up at me shyly. For the past few weeks, you've taken in a lot of guests. First there was that annoying thief girl who yaps like a dog, and now there's that knight. This is your citadel, of course, and you're free to do what you want, but, Neve fiddles in her fingers coyly. The blush on her face gets deeper and redder. It makes me wonder whether I'm not enough for you. This again? I frown. Look, Neve, I already told you, you're my precious maid. Precious? That's right, you mean a lot to me. It doesn't matter how many guests I invite to my house, or how many pretty girls I have my way with. You will always be my number one maid. But that's all I am, right? Neve sighs softly. I'm just a maid. Neve, I know it's wrong of me to expect so much from you when you've already been so generous, but when I look at you, my heart starts pounding, my face gets flushed, and sometimes I can't remember what I'm going to say or what I'm going to do. I care a lot about you, and when I see you looking at these other girls and smiling at them and embracing them, it hurts. It really does hurt. Neve, I tip her head upwards with my fingers. Our eyes meet. You're not jealous, are you? Neve's mouth opens and closes. She trembles beneath my fingertips. I tried to quell these feelings raging inside my breast, but it's no use. No matter how hard I try, nothing seemed to work. I know it's unseemly for a maid like myself to demand such attention, and I know it's not my place I know it's my place to sweep the floors and nothing more, but I'm so selfish. I want more than that. She sniffles, her eyes filled with tears. What am I saying? How could I be so selfish? I used to live on the streets. You rescued me from a life of poverty and cared for me here as an equal. You've given me more than I could hope for. I shouldn't ask for more. I shouldn't be so greedy. I should be content with what I have, and I should leave you to have a nice, relaxing evening on your own. I'm sure you didn't want to come listening to me complaining, so I'll see myself out. Neve bows her head and turns to go, but I won't let her. Not after that impassionated little plea. I grip my Neve's arms tight. The grip about Neve's arms tightens. I draw her close to me, her chest pressing against mine. We're so close, the tips of our nose are almost bumping. Neve's body is soft and yielding. She's a little shorter than me and so delightfully warm. Milady, Neve blinks at me curiously. What is it? You don't want to punish me for my transgressions, do you? Don't be silly, Neve. Why would I punish you? I smile and I coil a strand of her hair, her dark hair with my index finger. You look like you've been pushing yourself enough already. It's only what I deserve. Do you deserve to feel unhappy? Because I'm expecting too much. I should know my place. You're my mistress and I'm your maid. That's all I'll ever be, right? She stares at me hopefully, her lips pressed, as though she's waiting for something more. When she breathes, her chest rises and falls. I can see her breast tremble beneath her maid's uniform. Oh, Neve, you really are cute. I am. That's right. I'm so lucky to have a sweet, charming maid. And maybe you could be more than that. More? What do you mean? It's true initially that I took you as my maid and nothing more, but as days pass, you continue to surprise me. You're devoted, dedicated, earnest, hardworking, intelligent too. I like that kind of woman. I like you a lot. Milady, Neve swallows. Her dark throat trembles. There's no need to be jealous of Fiona or Elry. While it is true I find them rather attractive, I've known you longer. Our relationship is a special one. They can never hope to come between us. Then you mean? That's right. I care about you too. You've worked hard for me these past few years, and now I want to repay the favor. I'll do something nice for you and make you happy. Oh, my lady, you don't have to. You don't have to go out of your way for my sake. It's not worth it. Shh. Her lips feel faintly wet beneath my finger. It stirs a strange kind of emotion deep inside me. Desire? I'll be the one who decides how much you mean to me. And after giving it some thought, I think you're worth a lot. You're irreplaceable. But I'm just a maid. You know, you might be a maid, but you also are a good friend and a close confidant. And who knows, you might make a good lover too. Lover, but I... Oh. Nice, 10 out of 10. This time, I silence Neve not with my finger, but with my lips. I draw her close to me, wrapping my arms around her back. Pressing our lips together firmly, I nibble against Neve's lower lip, and she gaspes obligingly. This gives me more than ample opportunity to slide my tongue inside her mouth. Though I pride myself on being able to keep my composure, this kiss is starting to make even me turn red. It's a deep kiss, passionate and yearning. Though Neve is a little reticent at first, afraid perhaps to return my affection, she soon begins to kiss me back. Our tongues coil together. I can taste her saliva. Neve's arms wrap around my waist, pulling me up flush against her body. It's not just her arms, her tail too, winding around me. It intertwines and ensnares me, holding me in place. Not that I mind. Right now, there's nowhere else I want to be. I want to kiss Neve, suck on her tongue, nip at her lips until they swell for as long as possible. I want to drink her in until there's nothing left. Neve's breasts are squished up against mine. I can feel through the fabric of the maid's uniforms that her nippers are beginning to get hard. Shit, dude. I gasp softly at the kiss. Neve pushes against me, suddenly aggressive. Her tongue mines the depths of my mouth, filling it. She's awfully passionate. Maybe she's trying to release all that pent-up emotion trapped inside her. I draw away, a strand of saliva connecting our swollen lips together, and gasp. You're quite persistent. Do you mind? No, it's quite the opposite. I like it. Oh, I'm glad. I was worried that I was too pushy. But I wanted to do this for so long. I laugh softly. I can tell. You're not very subtle. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Her tail twitches like a dog's. I wonder if it does that when she's turned on. I'll have to experiment. I've wanted to do this for so long, I can't hold back. Then don't. Oh, Viola. Neve's eyes filled with tears. I love you. I love you so much, not just as a mistress, but as a friend and a partner. I love you in every way there is to love somebody. Cute little thing. I smile and press a quick, fleeting kiss against her open mouth. I love you too. Viola. With a flushed face and trembling shoulders, Neve presses her lips against mine once more in a wet, hot kiss. And they fucked all night long. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out for this stream. I hope you guys did enjoy. I think like my previous stream with Sakura Sadist, if you guys did not see that, I highly recommend going to do so. Make sure you guys click that like button. Please, I beg of you to click the like button for me and leave a comment. It could be anything. You could type boobs in the comment section and it will help the video. It does. Just leave a comment, hit that like button, and if you want to, I'd highly recommend subscribing for future content and checking out some of my previous ones. I've done a couple of Sakura lesbian video games, so I'd highly recommend checking those out. So, without further ado, I'm going to end this stream off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Again, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you all next time.